Hello and welcome to another episode of the Never a Straight Answer podcast, the podcast that aims to cover a wide range of topics from conspiracy theories to popular culture and news. I'm your host Gaz, and joined in the studio, well, he'll do anything for you if you cross his palm with gold. It's my co-host, it's Mr. Taylor.
Oh, you're damn right.
It's a bit of a delay on that, bit of a delayed reaction. Hey, he is, he's a dodgy bastard, what can I say?
With silver, so much silver, and I might do it.
You go across. Well, this is the whole idea of the episode tonight, because tonight we're going to be. Well, first of all, we'll get into that in a minute. But welcome to another episode of the Never a Straight Answer podcast. Thanks for joining us, new listeners, as well as repeat offenders from across the planet. We love you. Thanks for getting on board. Yeah, it's been a bit of a mad week. It's been a completely mental week in terms of like global politics. In terms of. I mean, I've never seen scenes like this in my life, in terms of how long an election's taken and the aftermath of, or celebrations, if you like, going on from it. But, I mean, it's been a bit of a mad one.
Is it really?
But obviously, Trump's been having a bit of a meltdown. But we're going to be talking about all this a bit later on. We've both got difference of opinions in this, so it should be interesting. To be fair, the topic that we've chosen for tonight's show has landed quite nicely, because, you know, it's got people asking, especially with all the COVID stuff, what's 2021 got in store for us? You know what I mean? It's like, what's next year hold? And I mean, I've said this, everyone keeps going, oh, I can't wait for New Year. We get the 2020 out of the way because it's been a shit year. It's like, yeah, I do agree. But again, there's not going to be a magic switch. So we want to know if there's any way of, you know, prophesizing what next year's got in store, and what better way? Nostradarmus. Yeah. You know, we've looked at him before. We've covered him a few times over the years. And, it's been quite interesting. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to look over this year and see if there was anything he got right, because we did cover it last year, but we're going to check it back on it. Plus, we're also going to look into prophecies and predictions for 2021. I was, you know, when you're thinking of seers, you're normally thinking, especially with what's going on in the election, Punxsutawney Phil from Groundhog Day. Do you know the groundhog? Yeah, he's from Pennsylvania, isn't he?
Yes,
Punxsutawney.
Right,
yeah. See, but no, it's not that. It's Nostradamus this week.
It's the old man back again.
We'll see what he's got to say, because honestly, I've looked into this and there's some pretty wacky suggestions, or wacky predictions, if you like. Now, again, he's been. I mean, how accurate would you say Nostradamus has been over the years? I mean, obviously that we still take notice.
I believe it works out to be something like 6%.
Oh, 6%.
6 things, 6 major things, should you say, come true to his predictions, including World War I, 2, 9/11, earthquakes and stuff like that. And
right, okay. Well, like I say, we're gonna look into what potentially could have happened this year that he predicted, and going forward 2021. So stick around, and we've got a fucking packed show this week. Excuse my language, do apologise. But
speaking French.
Pardon my French. What was I going to say? What have you been up to this week? I mean, it's been lockdown 2.0 here in the UK.
Yeah.
So it means can't really do much. First weekend.
You know what? Because I've finished my job now, because it was temporary a little bit. I thought, right, for a couple of days, I'm going to fucking chill. I've been tired for a while, so I was like, right, I'm going to rest. So I'll rest for a couple of days, and then after that, it's just a case of like a bit of research.
Yeah, I know what you're saying there. I've needed a bit of time off from doing bits and pieces.
A lot of politics.
Tell me about it. Honestly, it's like the first night of the election, I was up all night, watched the election, and then it's just been one of those where it's like every time I switched on, it was not changing. But you could see it creeping up, and like I was saying, I mean, we'll go into all this. I mean, but I was saying, you know, the postal ballots were heavily in Biden's favour the whole way, because Trump poo-pooed them, and he did encourage people to go to the polls on the day. So, it didn't surprise me that all these postal ballots would have been more leaning towards Biden. So I was kind of thinking it might creep up, and it did in certain states, but I wasn't expecting certain states to flip like they did. So,
that's true. And I thought the military votes would turn it to Trump, to be honest.
Well, no, I mean, it's stuff like Pennsylvania. I mean, I don't think it helps when weeks before you've got the president coming to the city and going, I didn't even want to come here. You know what I mean? I wasn't even going to come to Pennsylvania. It was fucking, but they made me because I have to. And that's the attitude.
I've got some things to say about that, but we'll do that later.
Right, well, we have got a lot to discuss about Mr. Trump a bit later on. I mean, to be fair, I've been solidly watching the election and following Donald Trump's meltdown quite vigorously on Twitter. To be honest, I've followed Trump and Trump Jr. I've not followed the other Sprog. Or Ivanka, but I followed the two Donalds, right, because they're the ones who were inciting the most shit, right, and putting out tweets. I mean, so, but there is a thing, if you have followed Donald Trump this week, just to see what's happening, there is a thing apparently on the at 9th of Monday the 9th of November at 5 o'clock, everyone's doing a mass unfollow. So if you want to be a part of that, get involved.
No, I'm sticking with the fella, man, because he's still might be president after all this shit. He might be.
Well,
I'm not saying he is, but he might be. And don't forget, now he's free, now he'd be free after the 28th.
Oh, he does, mate. To be honest, it's like the guy's probably missing. He can go on. He's going to be going on every talk show, everything. He can try and get spout his message. It's like he did it. I mean, the amount of TV shows and cameos and appearances Trump's made over the years in wrestling and fucking, what was he did? The Donald Trump comedy roast. What else? Have you not seen that? Yeah, he did it before he was president. It was Snoop Dogg rips him a new fucking arsehole. It was brilliant.
I'm going to have to watch that. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's excellent. Yeah, check it out. Seth MacFarlane hosts. Snoop Dogg's on it. Larry King, but obviously I think Larry King's a fan of. Is he still alive? Larry King. Is Larry King still going? I don't know. Anyway,
I think so.
He might be. Yeah.
Well, I think so. Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, I think so. He used to do 60 Minutes, didn't he?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, there you go. Moving forward in the episode, I believe you have a riddle for me this week.
I do.
You do? Exciting stuff. Right.
Are you ready for it?
Am I ready?
Yeah.
Does this answer your question? The score is 3-1 to me. Taylor managed to score a point last week.
Yeah.
But Taylor's turn this week. Let's see if he can trump me.
Yeah, boom, boom.
and block me from getting my 4th point in a row.
I don't want you to have that 4th. I want to get the 4th before you.
I've got to concentrate.
Right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. What has cities but no houses? Forests but no trees, and water with no fish.
Say that. So repeat it again.
Repeat it again. Keep your ears open. You ready? What has cities but no houses? Forests but no trees, and water but no fish.
Oh, you might have stumped me here, mate. So, cities with no houses.
That's right.
What was the next bit?
Forests.
Forests with no trees.
And water with no fish.
Right, I'll have a think about that throughout the episode. I'll have a think about that. But in the meantime, this week's episode is brought to you in conjunction with the Daily High Club subscription box. Subscribe for only $29.99 and get over $100 worth of value in every pack. And it features some massive cool glass, glow-in-the-dark stuff, papers, grinders, bits and pieces, paraphernalia that you need for your business. You know what you're talking about. And check it out. Go and check them out at the Daily High Club subscription boxes. Well worth the value, I say. But, yeah. I will be listening in. We're waiting for I'm waiting for a box. So, I'll be quite interested to see what it is. And we'll be telling you all about it. We'll be opening it on the show. Well, yeah, I'll be thinking about that riddle throughout, I think, because that's pretty... you might have got me stumped on that one. I'll have a think.
You know what? I thought you wouldn't get stumped on this one, but then again, I thought, you know what? It's one of them ones where is it an easy one or is it a hard one? It's like, depends where your position is, isn't it? Really,
well, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, it's how you thinking. This is the thing. It could be really obvious, but you don't know because it depends on how you look at it.
You don't want it too obvious.
Right. Okay. Brilliant. Well, thank you for making an effort this week.
Right. I make an effort every week, man, especially for you. I'm a fan.
Well, we'll be back. We've got a couple of alternating segments and that we throw out about this time of the day. And this week we're going into the job market because there's so many of us out there, looking for a new path, looking for a new career. And, we thought we'll try our best to kind of get our listeners the coolest jobs. The coolest jobs, mate. That's what we want. We don't want none of these, just boring, working in a fucking factory.
Jobs,
I mean, nothing wrong with that, but I mean, interesting. Yeah, we want people to have kind of something they can go, well, you know what I do. Well, and this is in our segment.
And it's good.
Well, it is good. I like it. So, yeah, here it is.
NASA,
why don't you get a job? And NASA, why don't you get a job? Yeah, so this week, have you found any jobs?
I have. I found a couple.
I found 4. Yeah, and I think these 4 are really quite interesting. And I was like, seriously, that's a job? So go on, give us yours.
I think some of these you'd automatically go, oh, yeah. Yeah, I would. Yeah, you could use that as a job.
Yeah, well, somebody needs to do it. It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. What?
Yeah. Well, how about southern France? How about going down the roads and collecting roadkill?
Roadkill, man.
And taking it up, including bears.
How are you going to shovel up a bear?
Well, this is what I mean.
I saw a brilliant video.
It's a hard job. It's not an easy job.
I saw a brilliant video of a photographer, photographing bears, and one of them just came and sat right next to the guy and just sat there chilling. It was so cool. Yeah, I mean, he shit himself a little bit, but really cool.
Like he would.
But I mean, imagine having to kind of sort out a bear, someone, and imagine hitting a bear in a car, roadkill bear. Well, you're gonna feel that. Yeah. If anyone's hit a bear or a moose or anything like that, let us know. Did you shit yourself? I mean, obviously, not literally, but I mean, what happened? We want to hear your stories. Let us know if you've had roadkills from hell.
It only happens every now and again because was supposed to be some kind of famous bear, and they've used it as an example of this is how far it could go to. Like, you're carrying bears, mate. You can't put that on the back of your wagon.
Check this out. Well, talking of animals, right? There's this job I found. It's an animal colorist. Yeah. Now, this is somebody who dyes animals for movies and marketing campaigns. You tight bastards. Oh. Anyone going for that job? Yeah. If you're going to dye a poodle or whatever, you might think it looks cool. It doesn't. Yeah. Leave the fucking poor kid alone.
Is it morally right or wrong?
It's not morally right, that. I don't think so.
I got to agree. It's the same as why'd you put a coat on a dog?
I've seen that the other day. I seen somebody with a big kind of like it looked like a onesie on a dog, and I just thought it's got fur. It's not cold.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it overheating or is it nice and warm? I don't know. I mean, is it a fashion statement or are they actually trying to keep the dog warm?
Why else would you put it on?
Let us know.
You're not doing it for the animal, realistically, are you? Because that animal already understands.
People go, look at my dog, isn't it cute? I seen this woman who used to drive, push her dog around in a pram.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
And do you know its claws? Like it's she nail varnish its claws.
Yeah,
like
I've seen that
pink
before.
claws and stuff. It's like ridiculous.
Treating it like a human when it really isn't.
Let us know if you do that to your pets at home. I mean,
If you
do,
nothing wrong
I
with
mean,
it,
I'm not knocking it, but I mean, it's like I don't understand it. Do you know?
Well, like I say, I reckon it's down to fashion. Basically,
do you think animal colorist is a noble profession? Is that? Or is it kind of a bit animal cruelty?
Right.
I think it's like testing on animals. Isn't it? Well, no, because you could argue that no, the dye we use is safe for animals.
Don't get me wrong.
And
I know it's going to be all right for the animal, but
it's just morally fucking whack, innit? It's like the poor animal's not got a say in it. It's like it's like if I turn around to you and said, Taylor, do you mind if I dress you up like a bellend? You can go no, and I go fair enough. I respect your opinion. But if you're a puppy or a dog, you've got to say.
Well, yeah, I'm not the back end of the fucking horse.
You're getting sprayed blue. Getting sprayed blue and getting a unicorn stuck on your head. That's it. Now you're a mythical creature. Anyway, here's another one I found. Right.
Yeah.
I don't understand. A bride kidnapping expert.
What?
Right, yeah, exactly. Who knew? Actually, it is a real job, apparently. I'm not sure who'd want it, but like some John Wick style guy.
Yeah, is it one of these like
a bridal kidnapping? Like... A bride kidnap. So it's like you know, somebody you can kidnap.
Chasing.
No, not chasing, but like
maybe have clues to go and find her.
Seriously, is that a thing?
If you think about it,
that can't be a thing.
Someone there would play it. And obviously, there's a job market for it.
That's. I mean, for once, you've gone down literally for the first time ever, folks. Right, Taylor's gone down the non-dodgy route. You've gone. No, it's all harmless fun. Yeah. It's like I mean, I'm thinking that this guy is a sort of Vin Diesel character you hire to make sure your wife or future wife doesn't get kidnapped and held hostage like in all these movies. And, you know, I don't know. I was thinking of it more sinister. Normally it's you who thinks of the sinister route. But
well, yeah, but that's the first thing.
You're it's just a game they're playing. Great. I like your way of it better.
Yeah, I do. Business plan up there, business up there, so.
Yeah, down there for dancing, up there for thinking.
That's fun.
What else have you got?
What about a manual swamp cleaner?
I thought that was Trump's job.
Yeah. You don't get clothing. You just jump in. You just dive in. And,
I love how you said it's manual as well. In other words, they're not giving you any equipment to do the job. Manual. What do you mean by manual? Well, you just gotta get in there and fucking get it out with your hands.
Get the bucket in there, get the shit out, and go back in.
Nah, not for me. That.
Yeah. Couple of rupees a week or something.
What?
Couple of rupees, maybe.
Is that where's this job based? What? I don't know where you said then. It just broke up a little bit. What was that? Mumbai. Ah, right. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. What about roller coaster tester?
No, I'm not really that great on roller coasters.
Well, I suppose if you're an adrenaline junkie, then it'd be perfect for you. Yeah, right. But I mean, if you're like me, who goes on I can handle a couple of roller coasters, but if I've had a burger in between, it's game over.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so what I'd say,
I don't think anyone else is.
Mate, you'd just be getting off like the third one, going right. I've had enough now. Throw up into the nearest waste paper bin, and then you're done for the day. It's like you can't. It's like we need someone with a bit more stomach than that. You can't have a lunch break because it's just pointless.
Well, it depends. I mean, they're not going to put you on the roller coaster and go right. You're going to sit in there and we're going to go around 1,000 times.
Well, they might.
We calculated to take 3.5 days.
No, they're not going to do anything like that. But what?
They're going to put you on a couple of times.
Listen. No, right. At the end of the day, yeah, it's always somebody's job to go first.
That's dummy, yeah.
Yeah, you got to go. You've got to have a guy in it first. Go, and it might not work that day, you know, or it might have still bugs in the system. But somebody's got to go first. And for safety and feeling and just know how it reacts, having a person in it, You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
totally,
I think it's more to do with. I don't think it's a case of like, right, we're going to rigorously test this Thunder Looper today. Jeff, can you get on for 50 hours, please? And it's like, right, yeah, sweet. I'm ready for a day of going round and round a loop. Bring it on. I don't think it's like that. I think it's.
No, I think you'll get a couple of rounds go round.
I think it's more like you've just said, crash test dummy. That is it, Jeff, the crash test dummy.
Yeah, that's it. And there's loads of jobs where there is crash test dummy.
Yeah, you can be a crash test dummy if you like.
Pilots for new planes, helicopters, tanks, fucking trains, automobiles.
I'll test the time machine if they've got one. I'll go for that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but where would you go?
Wherever, man.
Well, actually, you might not have the power to go there. They will show you where to go.
Wherever, point me in the right direction. I'll take advantage of that shit when I get there.
Or not.
What?
Would you wear a suit or no suit?
How do you mean? I'd have dressed appropriately for the time period, obviously.
Oh no, I'm thinking more biological and stuff like that. And like the further back in time you'll go, you'll find that there's more oxygen in the air and less so
that'll be nice.
It will affect you in a different way because you're not used to that. You know what I mean? Or it could be a bacteria and that. I mean, you'd have to wear a suit.
Well, yeah, but I'd probably take Corona back with me. That's probably what'd happen. And then fuck it all up earlier. We'd all be fucked earlier. I'd come back and they'd go, our economy was that fucked we couldn't afford a time machine.
Oh, yeah, fucking.
It was a paradox.
Spend all the money on the time machines.
There you go, you see.
Well, that's it.
And that could happen. It may do. You never know. Because we're going to talk about Nostradamus today. And obviously... You know, we want to know what's going to happen next year. I mean, bit of background. So Nostradamus was born, is it Saint Remy? It's a province of southern France.
Yes.
Around, I think it was the 14th of December, 1503.
Depending on the calendar, it could be
it's always dependent. Was it? Right, well, so you have more, depending on where you go in. Between the 14th of December to the 20-odd-1st, right? He was famous for a lot of things, really. He was a physician. He was he was a baker.
Yeah, he's a baker as well.
A pharmacist. But he was best known for his book, La Prophéties, which was first printed and published in 1555. Nostradamus predicted quite a various amounts of things over the years. Many of his predictions, such as the rise of power to Adolf Hitler and the Second World War, turned out to be accurate. But a bulk of his work, published, is like kind of hit and miss. Would you agree?
Yeah, because it was to do with the languages, wasn't it? But now I believe they found out what the languages were. They were a mixture of Latin, Old French, Italian and Greek.
Right, okay.
So they must have calculated the words of what he was using from different areas.
Do you recall anywhere, because it is a big question, and I think a lot of people, if they're interested for these reasons, might be wondering, I'm interested to know whether Nostradamus predicted COVID at all, because I mean, I've looked back, and we'll go over all the 2020 predictions in a minute, but like, I've looked back, and there isn't anything but about that specifically, but there are other things that you could attribute to it, and one being an economic crash, right? So we'll go into that in a minute, but I mean, there's a couple of tweets that I found where people have commented on this. One person on Twitter said, Nostradamus had predicted COVID back in 1551. It will be the end of the world economy as we know it. Another person said...
Oh, his book went out in 1555.
I know, yeah. Well, this is what a Twitter person said, right? So, another person on Twitter said, you don't normally read old literature, but... I don't normally read old literature, but yeah... this seems to be correct, and it was something he predicted. This third Twitter person said Nostradamus, French astrologer, predicted about coronavirus in the 16th century, but doesn't go into any more detail. There are people who do believe it, But like I say,
Yeah,
I mean, I've looked into what we've covered in particular, but I was thinking maybe there's something we've missed. Maybe I had to look into it a bit deeper, and then I kind of started making those connections around about rather than the actual virus itself. Like, but here we go, right? So I mean, the 2020 predictions. Well, I just want to kind of briefly go over because we don't want to waste too much time on them, but like we can kind of go into them a little bit. Destructive earthquakes. We've seen that in Turkey recently. There's been some pretty destructive earthquakes.
Been quite a lot actually this year.
Well, he's saying that in the earthquakes in the future would lead to sinking of the entire state of California under the ocean.
Yeah, the west side. Yeah, and you know what? Actually, I was looking at something the other day, and they were saying they're not more concerned about the fault line on the land, but they are on the sea because there's been movement in the sea. And if that goes, it will bring such a wave of water across that it will devastate a lot of the west coast of America.
Yeah, well, that's what he said. The Westlands, the New World, and the Westlands. So obviously, California seems to be the logistical guess.
Target area. Yeah.
Obviously, he said it'll happen the next time Mercury is in retrograde and Cancer is between June the 18th and July the 12th. So obviously that didn't happen, but Europe is no safer from earthquakes this year, as basically saying that there's going to be taking place throughout. And he does actually say, there'll be the next earthquake will measure between 7.7 and 7.4 grade on the Richter scale, and it'll happen in Turkey.
Ah, right. So I was thinking
Nostradarmus, and it was actually more powerful than that. It was more powerful than the 7.4, wasn't it?
No, it was 7, I believe.
Was it 7? Well, ding, 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 one for fucking Nostradamus straight there.
Well, but then again, could he have been on about the disaster what happened in 1906?
No, he was saying this year. These are predictions for this year, 2020, right? He's saying there'll be destructive earthquakes.
Well, his years have always been off.
Well, he might be off, but I mean, at the end of the day, he's got that right. I mean, fair enough, they've not been one in California to the extent he said, but Turkey on that scale.
Well, it has in San Francisco in 1906.
Yeah, but that's not the 2020.
No, but like his years were always wrong. It was like he wrote it down, and then all the years were
in that case, then this whole episode doesn't mean anything because his years are all wrong. What we're looking at is specifically what he's predicted for this year and seeing if this has come true. And for the first one we've done, it has. He said that Turkey would have a Richter scale of 7.4, and that happened a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, California. Yeah, he's saying that basically in the Western New World on the Westlands, California will take an earthquake in 2020 when Mercury's blah blah, right? And that didn't happen. They was trying to say that would happen between June and July, and as far as I know, there was no earthquake in California around about that time.
There has been I think it
might have been little ones, but like I say, mini nothing to the extent that California's going to fall into the ocean.
No, I don't think so. It's just giving indications that there's a bit of there's quite a lot of movement going on around there at the moment.
Well, next thing he predicted, because obviously we don't want to go into this too much, but the economic crisis. He's basically said that there'd be an economic market crash or crisis this year.
Yeah, and all taxes will be eliminated in the Western world.
Right. Okay. Wildfires on a staggering scale. Would you agree?
Say again.
So all right then. I'm just going to go through the weather phenomenons that he said. Yeah, right. So this year he said that wildfires will be on a staggering scale, and they'll occur in Europe, Greece, where else? Spain, the Netherlands, Germany, France. Wildfires will be in New Mexico, California, and Los Angeles, Palm Springs. Record numbers of storms, according to Nostradamus predictions for 2020. This will register a record number of storms that will transform into hurricanes. America is going to be a victim of some strong tornadoes ever, and some tornadoes will have a diameter of 1.6 kilometers and sweep lines of 48 kilometers with a wind speed of up to 320 kilometers an hour.
Fucking hell.
It's pretty specific.
Well, yeah.
He's also predicted sea levels would rise. Now, you could probably attribute that to climate change,
global warming,
and whatnot, or just the fact that it is global warming, isn't it? The globe is warming.
It might be underneath that's moving up.
Who knows, right? Well, whatever the situation is, sea levels rising. Big wars. There's not been any of that, but he did say that it'd be a war against another great the Western power versus China.
Yeah, I got.
So the predictions from the French predictor basically said it'll be concerning the American economy, and basically,
Well, yeah, I got that World War III will not begin in 2021, but it'll begin in 2022. US v China, but there's some kind of prediction saying that soldiers will have chips implants.
Yeah, that's another one. Basically said the French prophet said that he has visions of people walking the streets with chip implants in their bodies.
Flying robots.
Well, we have them now. Drones, yeah.
Well,
exactly. We've had them a while, haven't we? Humans on the moon, or humans living on the moon. Well, I mean, we're close.
Well, yeah, I could see it if they get a move on. I could see it happening within the next, even a couple of years. I could see it. Yeah.
So, I mean, I think in terms of basically, he's been pretty on the nose this year, hasn't he? And this is stuff we put out. I mean, bear in mind, we put out this episode with the same information. Was it September last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
yeah,
I mean...
it was September
September last year. So, I mean, looking back on it, there's a lot of things that have kind of rung true. I mean, another one that they predicted was England would have a new king.
Well, what did I express?
Now,
I think it was
you
last
actually
week.
were talking about this last week, about how the Queen is
going
to be abdicating
next year, supposedly.
Now, why? It's funny that that's happened not happened this year, but it's. I mean, like you said, can be a bit out. I mean, it depends when it happens. She might do it Christmas Day, and on the Queen's speech. And
well, yeah, she might say
this is my last Queen's speech, and I'm advocating as of this year, and Charles will be in charge. This year. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Could be. If that happens, right, I'll be like, fucking hell, man. The guy was legit. Yeah. I mean, not that he's not. Yeah, because he does seem to be.
9/11 was the one that got me.
I mean, it's too
I've
many
been
little
looking
things.
for it, and then when it happened, it was like, oh my god.
Well, with that in mind, with all that in mind, do you want to know what 2021's got in store? I mean, it's a bit of a doozy. I've got to admit.
Well, I've got a bit more for this year.
We'll go for it.
Next year.
Next year, I've got quite a bit for next year. I mean, firstly, the big one, right, is in my opinion, right. Should we save this bit, because honestly, it's just so bad. I mean, artificial intelligence robots. That's going to be a big thing. Apparently in 2021.
Well, if that dog, you haven't got a job, so what's the best way? If this disease stays on how it is, companies are going to go, well, we don't need people. We can get fucking robots in.
Yeah, exactly. It is another step and shift in that direction, isn't it? I mean, in terms of self-scanning and stuff like that at the supermarket, they're already implementing more of that. I mean, even the other day, right? So Tesco's now, I mean, when COVID started, they needed somebody to be on the door to say, when we'll let you know when we can let you 5 at a time in, or however many people, right? They've already automated that system. They've got a traffic light system on the door now, so that person is no longer necessary on the door. to flag people in, because they've got a green and red light now that indicates when it's safe to come in and when you've got to stop, right?
Yeah.
And I mean,
people keep that watch that and go, "Oh, it's red. Fuck it, I only need a
pint of milk." Fucking hell, yeah, I'm ignoring that.
You know what I mean?
He run a red light, officer. Well,
yeah, but what are they going to do? What, the camera's going to see him and then go, right, we're not serving him milk anymore? Now,
there's a lot of stuff surrounding Russia next year, right? So there's one that I came across. I didn't have much information on it, though. It did have a Nostradarmus riddle, if you like, because he didn't have talking bloody tongues, that guy. Vladimir Putin's Third Reich. So, I mean, he's kind of painted Vlad as this... dictator before, hasn't he? I mean, like, said that he's going to be like an antichrist, the third antichrist, basically.
Yes,
the new antichrist. That's what I mean by the new Third Reich. I mean, like, he was going to be,
It's Napoleon on it, then it was Hitler, and then it's supposed to be Putin. What they reckon it is, because some head of a lion, the
body of an ox,
foot of
heart of a lion.
Bear.
What?
And because this is what you stated last time.
I remember.
And the power to draw from dragon.
That was the riddle.
Like,
yeah.
And it was like, what the fuck?
Well,
I can see where they can put it towards Putin, but it doesn't necessarily mean it is going to be him.
Now,
for all we know, it could be Trump.
There could be something on this, right? Because one of the prophecies from Nostradamus for 2021 is, and no shit, is zombie apocalypse. Yeah. Right? Now, actually, like I say, he's been on the money with quite a lot of this stuff, right? And then when I read zombie apocalypse, now I've said this a while ago, right, about Corona, right? Now, and I don't want to scare anyone, I mean, it's misinformation. This is just like an idea I had of my opinion, right? And then it wasn't even an opinion, it was just one of those, like, shit, imagine, right, moments, right? And you've got all these people who are struggling now scrambling for a vaccine, right? Obviously, back in when COVID started, I keep saying back in the day now when COVID started, but it has been that long. It's been nearly over a year or getting towards a year.
Yeah, and it's been hidden for since 2015.
So, the idea that, well, I don't know about that, so let's not go into that. But so what I'm saying is, there's normally, for vaccines, there's normally a big waiting period with FDA approvals and fucking medical trials and all the rest of it.
Years.
Yeah, it fucking takes ages to do a vaccine. You don't just do it overnight, right? But they dropped all the procedures and red tape and litigation and all the shit that you have to go through to get a vaccine ready and on the market. They said, we'll waive that. Yeah, just get one ready, right?
Yeah.
We don't care how you do it. So there's going to be loads of guinea pigs and a lot of mad chemical combinations put together that might not have worked, right? Now, this kind of pertains to that in a way, right? Because what they're trying to say, and Russia, and I mean, Russia's been kind of saying, oh, we've got a vaccine, and all the rest of it, and they're making strides in vaccines. But this comes across as pretty strange. So the prophecy is a Russian scientist will create a biological weapon and produce a virus that can turn humankind into zombies. But basically, if you're getting the years wrong, maybe this is COVID.
It possibly could, because I've got one of him, the dead will rise. From the Apocalypse of John from the Bible.
Well, yeah.
But he also put in there, the dead will come out of their graves, which is a pretty weird sentence to say.
Few young people, half dead, give a start dead through spirit. He says he will cause the others to shine. And in exalted place, some great evil occurs. Said that's what I think the quote. So that's what people are kind of translating into this fucking zombie apocalypse. It's like I can imagine some scholars there. I mean, because I don't claim to fully understand all the, I couldn't read that scribe and go, zombie apocalypse. That, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Well, no,
but there was some, but but there is that. There would have been somebody who's read that into it. I mean, and he got very excited.
Well, that's it. That's why there's different versions of what he'd actually said.
I think it's like, fun though.
But what does it mean? Because it's not exactly a perfect normal sentence that you'd understand.
I can't.
It's a riddle sentence.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it's full of
let
holes.
me just read that again. So few young people, but like Corona, few young people do get it. Half dead, so old people. Sorry, that doesn't sound too nice, but But then dead for through spirit. He will cause the others to shine, and
so once dead, they wake up.
In exalted place, some great evil to occur.
Yeah. Now you're making me think.
What?
You're making me think. Like, is there a possibility?
It was Russia. It wasn't. It wasn't the Kung Flu after all. What?
I've never really been into the zombie thing of like, will it happen? Could it happen?
No, because it
because
could.
I've always looked at it in
as
the way
fictional.
Of,
yeah, like it's not. Because I remember we've done an episode. In fact, it's called "Taylor's Not a Zombie Guy."
Yeah. So, I've always thought of the way because it's the head that moves everything else, but then it's sort of how can you be alive and not? But then in nature, there's
there is stuff like that. I mean, the fact is, you can be zombified. Do you know what I mean? You can look at that drug. I mean, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. No, it's that. There's a Vice documentary on it. It comes from a tree, from a seed. Yeah, and even if you sleep under this tree, it can really mess you up, right? And, basically, people use it in this country to influence people, do things. Basically, these stories that a guy would go to his cash point under duress. He'd go to see a prostitute. She'd blow this powder in his face, and next minute he's emptied his bank account and give it to her, and then the next day he doesn't remember anything about it. He's gone back to the bank and said, well, where's all my money gone? And they've gone, well, I've been robbed, basically. And they've gone, well, no, because we've got evidence on the CCTV cameras of you just willingly taking your money out. So you haven't been robbed, you withdrew it. So there's been loads there's a Vice documentary. I think I did put, hang on, I've got it on the website actually. If you go to the website at neverastraightanswer.co.uk, you'll be able to find a piece on there. I'll tell you what it's called now. Just bear with me a second ago. So go on. Anything else you want to add about this?
There's another couple he got right. Language difference will disappear. Well, we've got machines to use like on the phones and stuff now.
Yeah, but
so
I mean, translators, stuff like that. I mean, fair enough. But I mean, it's like I'd still say there is a language barrier. I mean, people can understand a little bit more, but not if Twitter's got anything to do. You know, if Twitter's able to put gobbledygook up onto people's tweets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You only noticed that the other day.
And also, people will live over 200.
Well, have we had an over 200-year-old?
Yes, we have.
Well done, that man or woman?
I think there's a woman at the minute. She's something like 200. I can't remember if it was 206 or 216.
So do you think this could be a case of zombie-itis? I mean, it's like depends what your definition of a zombie is, really, doesn't it? I mean, a zombificated state, we could argue, is
using that compound. What you
or just being in a coma. You know what I mean? Where you're alive, but you're not alive.
Not much harm, are they?
Yeah, I know, but there's a lot of people who are being hospitalised and being put on ventilators. Do you know what I mean? Is that, as a zombie? I mean, I don't want to be rude or, use that. I mean, I'm just trying to make connections or, in terms of whether this could be this or have we got something worse to look forward to in the near future?
Could be the one that actually does it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they're going out looking for this cure. But is it
Because we're fast tracking that there's going to be elements that we're going to miss.
Than good.
Yeah. Well, it's very possible. It is possible, but in a sort of weird way, because like I say, I still don't believe how the capability of you getting to do that. But if you can do it in normal nature, then there must be some way of doing it upon us. Even like stuff like hypnotism and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're already in that kind of process of looking into the mindset of how to control people, and the military and governments have been doing it for like fucking years. You know what I mean? So it things like that would end up after coming forward after a while. You can't hide this shit for a very, very, very long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
Bullshit always comes out in the end, but it's generally when it's too late and they've got a fucking way with it, or there's some legal angle that they can get away with doing this, that, and the other.
I knew that's what it was called. It's called scopolamine, but basically it's got a street name of the devil's breath, and it's basically a seed that can be derived, or a powder, kind of a cocaine-looking powder derived from this seed. Check it out. There's a really good Vice documentary called "The World's Scariest Drug." Really good. It's on YouTube, actually, about half an hour, 40 minutes long. But I definitely recommend it. But I mean, in terms of zombification, that does it alone. You know what I mean? And even basically, if I had a wrap of this powder, I was sat in your car, and I opened the wrap, it'd be enough for you to trip.
And you.
And me, we'd both be contact high, and that'd just be opening the wrapper. Yeah. That's how powerful this shit is. But I mean,
a little bit of it.
So I mean, going back to Nostradamus, doopy-doo-doo-doo-doo, Nostradamus.
Nostra.
So, he's got a lot of stuff. Solar storms in 2021 will be quite significant in the year.
Actually, just ticked one of them off where it says radiation will burn our world, kings will plummet the forests, the sky will open, the fields will be burned by heat.
Heat from above. So basically, say great solar storms will take place, which could cause some major damage to the Earth. Nostradamus basically supposedly warned we shall see water rising, the Earth falling into it. He's got a thing about the Earth falling into the ocean, hasn't he? Harmful effects of climate change will then lead to many wars, conflicts, world fighting over resources, and mass migration will follow. He's a cheery chap, innit?
I can see that on the mass migration. I've had a look at charts of sea rises and like how it would sort of go. I personally, if you want to go to the best place, it will be the borders of Russia.
Well, fucking hell, it's not looking rosy for 2021.
It's not, is it, really?
I'm not actually looking forward to this now, because I like a bit of a food, and famine is not something I'm looking forward to, but he predicts that as well. Nostradamus predicts that the first signs of the end of the world will be famine, earthquakes, different illnesses, an epidemic. Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Which has already happened more frequently. Obviously, the corona pandemic this year being one of them. It's crazy. I think obviously these things are happening more and more. We keep reading about these little, birds falling out the skies, or kind of crazy things really that we don't understand there.
See animals wanting to come on the land. What's going on there?
Who knows?
There's a lot of weird shit going around the world.
Like with do you know when you see sinking ships? Yeah, and they say, don't they, follow the rats? Yeah, if you see rats diving off the ship, get off the boat because they know something's going on before you do. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like wildlife and nature definitely has a sixth sense, whereas we've probably kind of shut that out years ago. It's like if you have a dog in it,
you know there's someone at the door before they've even got there.
Yeah.
The dog's up like, right, I know there's someone coming. And it's like,
we've got this quite interesting one. So we've got the Muslims will lead the world in the...
I've heard that. I've heard that in like in
scriptures.
Is it
the
different scriptures?
Is it the Danube? In the Danube and of the Rhine, I don't know what that means. That the Rhine. Sorry, I don't know the culture well enough. So do you know? But like basically saying that they're going to have an influence on going forward at some point. But I mean, it doesn't seem there's going to be much left going forward. To be honest, I mean, from what we're gathering from this prophecy, it's a bit all a bit grim.
Well,
what?
Yeah, like some of it's come true, and like I was saying about the dates being bang bang whenever, and don't forget he did
Now, mate, let me read a bit more into this. Yeah, hang on.
Saying that we would be here for millions of years, did say that, and I think it works out 3797. His scriptures stop. So between that timeline, because he only did 942. So between that timeline, it won't be doing like every year. It won't necessarily doing like skipping every 5 years. There's no mathematics to work out his combination of where he's put the dates. It apparently, according to his scripture, he basically flung them in the air, but he knew the dates.
Yeah. And I mean, this is again this is Nostradamus's predictions, aren't they? You know, I mean, but like just going back, I've just been reading up on what he meant by this. Yeah, right. Because obviously, it's like it's a bit of a vague comment to put out there without having a bit of information on what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what he's suggested is, and I could say that he's got kind of I mean, as a prediction goes, saying that the Arab population will spread over Europe, especially France and Germany. Basically, immigration a wave of immigration that is currently at the door of this continent. Also, basically, they say that they're basically saying that they'll be able to take over the continent without firing a single gun. On one hand,
I've got a story in the news for this part.
Go on. Oh, well, we'll get into that in a bit. But yeah, I can see where they're going with that because obviously it's like the
silent invasion.
Yeah, I mean, people have talked about it, but I mean, it's like I think when you start getting down those roads, it's not. You start attracting people negative. People who aren't helping the situation rather than.
Yeah, hindering it.
You know where I'm coming from. So
but there is points of
everyone's
view of
entitled to their opinion. Yeah, totally. I mean, it's like I think I'm one of those people who just thinks everyone deserves somewhere nice to live. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but
we're all human at the end of the day. We're all human at the end of the day, right? And if I feel like I should deserve a nice, warm, dry place to live with security and a lock on my door, and a place to keep all my stuff, and I think I deserve that, then you deserve it, and he deserves it, and she deserves it, and everyone else deserves it too. I can't say that I deserve it if they don't. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
but I don't know you deserve it. You might not deserve it because you might.
Well, who makes you judge and jury of having a house?
Well, that's check
do you know what I mean? I know, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter where it is, but having a safe place to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I think...
It's a safe place to be.
Anyway, right, another prediction by Nostradamus, which I thought was pretty grim. A comet will hit the Earth. We've come very close to hitting planet Earth, or Terra, as Nostradamus known it. At what? 2021. This could potentially cause earthquakes and other natural disasters. I need a drink. 1 minute.
Is this the 2020? You know what? I'm thinking of the NASA one of the 2029.
This is 2021.
Yeah, but don't forget his dates were wrong. Because 9/11 was supposed to happen in 2006.
Who said that wasn't something else? It's all about the person who has kind of.
Well, we've missed a load of meteorites lately.
I mean, hear me out, right? Because if this is what he's saying, yeah, let me read what he's saying, and then you can have a think and think if that was anything that you thought has already happened, right? Yeah. So he's saying, if this event was to happen and this comet was to hit Earth, it would cause earthquakes, natural disasters, which can be concluded in basically would be out of the picture, basically.
Talking about a worldwide event.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. I mean, he writes those quatrains, doesn't he? Those poems. So basically, this is it. In the sky, one will see fire and a long trail of sparks. That's it. So, what make of that what you will. People have said it's more likely to be a fucking comet.
But that reminds me of the the same, near enough the same version of 9/11.
How do you mean?
Basically, because it was basically fire in the sky will devastate New York.
Right.
That was basically the quote, and this was like, I was in school back then, about 1990.
Well, NASA announced, didn't they? I mean, NASA have already announced that an asteroid is likely to hit the Earth that year, 2021. You know, I've said it. I mean, the space agency admits that they have alerts daily on this, and it's something more. If it gets something more serious, the asteroid is called 2009 KF1.
Yeah,
this is an asteroid that they have been tracking. They know about it. Yeah. So it is something that they are.
There's another one.
It is being monitored, but it's funny that he has said this specific year. Do you know what I mean? But its chance of hitting the Earth is basically May the 6th, 2021.
May the 6th?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the fucking pandemic would
have. Well, at least we can all watch Star Wars. We could all watch Star Wars once. Well, how do you know that, it's a last-ditch effort? Fucking, there's a meteorite coming. We've all got the flu. We're all fucked. Yeah. No, zombies are roaming.
Well, we're not exactly going to get told, are we, when it's going to wait. It's going to be like, keep everyone as normal. We're shit ourselves. We're getting in the bunkers. Maybe it might help us. And let everyone fucking... And that knock out their 80-90% of the population that they wanted. So they can control back the world.
Well, he's come back to this one, right? So basically So the comet, they're trying to say that NASA claims that if the asteroid has the power of 230 kilotons of TNT explosives. Yeah. So it's about 15 times the nuclear bomb destruction by America's over Hiroshima in 1945.
It's not that real bad, that then.
Big enough. Honest. Still big enough.
It's big enough, but it's not as bad as I would imagine.
Well,
like movies and shit.
They claimed it in 2020 and it didn't happen. But devastating earthquakes will destroy California. See, he's really got it in for California, hasn't he? I mean, he basically said this in a quatrain written by Nostradarmus. An extremely powerful seism will destroy California in 2021. Now, he predicted that for last year, but and it's the same prediction. So I don't know if you've, like you saying, it's a year because it didn't happen this year. We've moved it along.
Yeah. Because 1999, when I was expecting the disaster to happen, and it didn't happen. It was like, whoa. It was like, he's got that date wrong, blah, blah, this, that, and the other. It ain't going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. It's fucking bullshit. And then a couple of years later...
I don't know. Well, this is the thing. I think we probably poo-pooed a lot of this shit last year, mate. Do you know, honestly?
Well,
we probably... I mean, thinking about it, if I read this list and I was like, nah, that's not going to happen. That's probably not going to happen. Yeah. And I mean, reading that last year... I probably said many of the same things. Oh, shit, it's looking grim. Yeah, right. I'm hoping Fingers crossed.
Well, it's not been a great year.
It's not been a great year, yeah. But based on these predictions, this seems worse. This seems worse. Yeah. And all I'd say is, no matter how bad it gets, we're here for you, right? Yeah. And we'll sort him out. Nostradamus, what's he doing? Well, on a lighter note, Pope Francis, I don't know if this is a lighter note or a good thing or a bad thing, Pope Francis will bring people closer to the church. Yeah.
Wasn't there a prediction about his assassination as well?
Well, no, he'll remain the leader of the Catholic Church. He will basically be, what was this?
And
he'll have a very impressive legacy. There you go.
And
especially the poorest and the weakest and the least important, the hungry.
We got something wrong.
The thirsty stranger and the naked and the sick.
He put that the Pope, not now Pope, the Pope beforehand, who went part-time.
Part-time Pope?
Yeah, the part-time Pope
was supposed to be a part-time Pope. What?
According to Nostradarmus, he was supposed to be a black Pope.
Right.
And then that was the indication of the end of the will. That was the final nail in the coffin, apparently.
Okay.
Supposed to, yeah. And it was like...
It's pretty racialist.
Well, yeah, to be honest, I was watching the Pope thing, and it was like, don't say it is, don't say it is, don't say it is.
Because to you that means that's a sign.
The predictions of
Seriously,
I've been a big fan for years.
I don't like popes.
I've looked at a lot of his shit.
Not a fan of popes. It's the Pope hat. I just don't.
Not the popes. No. I mean Nostradamus. I've been looking into his shit for years, and I've been following. I've been like, all right, let's see if that happens. All right, let's see if that happens then. And then, what's already happened? And it's like, you know what? You've got something there. You're not 100% on everything, but then it is. You know what I mean? But you've got a lot more than anyone has in at least the last 500 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a case of there's something there, and it's not a case of history repeats itself either. It's a case of that he's hit the right numbers, the right areas where like he can turn around and go, "See, told you." Not like we've been saying, like a meteorite's coming past us tomorrow. A meteorite's coming past us tomorrow every week, and then all of a sudden we're all scaremongering, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, nothing's happened over like the last 20 years, but it could have.
Yeah, true.
But it's one of them. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's some food for thought. I mean, if you let us know what you think, guys and girls out there. I mean, is it a load of bollocks? Could it become true? Who knows? I mean, it's pretty fucked up. And I mean, I did publish all of Nostradamus' predictions for 2020 on the blog, on the website as well, ages ago. So if you want to go up and check yourself and have a look, go over to the website. There's an article there. Or listen to the last episode. We've filled you in here anyway. Do you know what I mean? But, yeah, we'd love to know your opinions. Let us know. Where are we? What's going on in the show next? We've got fun stuff going on. Got some.
What about the Trump situation?
The Trump situation.
On Nostradamus prediction.
Go on. What's he said?
Supposedly.
He'd be a big orange Oompa Loompa man in president, and then he'd get kicked out of his house.
Oh, actually, I think you said, Trump. Trump gets.
You didn't name him.
Show about it. Yeah, you named him.
I did.
But this is from the last show.
All right.
On Nostradamus. What you come across and said that what Nostradamus has said. Yeah. So. Supposedly, an assassination attempt happens on Trump.
Oh, right, okay.
And injures him, doesn't kill him, but harms him in, I think, in the mindset way.
Right.
And then...
Well, I'm not being funny, but, I mean, again, it's all how you portray it and how
at the end of his term.
Well, what do you think?
He comes back. This is what you said, hold on. He comes back... for a second term to try and get back to be the president, wins,
right,
and then an assassination attempt happens again,
right,
and get him.
So what I said, right? This is what I said this time last year, right?
Yes.
Now, I said this to you the other day, didn't I? Right? Because they were talking, and I said, well, he can always run again in 4 years. He can go against these. The law is you can run 2 terms. You don't have to be consecutive. You can run 4 years, be beaten, and then run again in 4 years' time and beat that guy if you can try and beat him. Yeah, right. Yeah. But I mean,
I don't think it's happened.
Listen, it's all about how you interpret that. Now, an assassination, you can have an assassination of lots of things. An assassination of character, yeah. Now,
there's been a massive one of that.
There's been that, and it's come right at the end of his career. I mean, the end of the day, mate, there's still time, and I wouldn't wish assassination on anyone, but I mean,
there's been 27 on him as far as I've been aware.
Really?
No, seriously. In the first year, it was 7.
Holy schmoly. Well,
the last count we had was 27.
Do you want to? Well, there you go. Well, that was from my lips apparently. So you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see what happens. I mean, that's going forward a fair few years though. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one.
In the next couple of weeks.
You never know. I mean,
your funny. Come true.
All they need to find him on the golf course. Just find him on the golf course. Right. Well, we'll be talking a bit of Trump a bit later on. But firstly, I think I'm ready for to answer your riddle.
Oh, you are you?
Yes.
Oh, riddle me down.
You're a riddle. You this.
Yes.
So. Read me it out again.
Okay. So, what are cities but no houses?
Yes.
Forests, but no trees.
Yes.
And water, but no fish. And the answer likely be...
I'm going to say a map.
I'm going to say you're right.
Yay! He's 4-1. I did have to think about that one. I'll give you that. Yeah, but it was the forests and the rivers bit that made me think, because there's nothing. You can see them. And then once I figured that bit out, it was like cities. Oh yeah, because there's no houses. It's just streets.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, good one that though. Appreciate the effort. Good riddle. Thanks. I will be coming back at you next week for a riddly riddle, and it'll be all good. Yeah. But first, we've got the news. It's the news. Holy smokes, I know what a week of news it's been. We've looked all over the internet, and we didn't have to look far. And we got lots to talk about this week. And especially about your good buddy, Mr. Trump. We'll be talking about him a little bit in a moment, because I've got loads of stories tonight. There's been so many crazy crap happening.
Yeah, that's right.
Talking about prophecies and stuff like that. Yeah, and just, magical nonsense. I don't know if you believe in this sort of stuff, but there's been a Bible breakthrough. The Holy Grail's location tracked with 1,500 years of ancient manuscript. So they've found a manuscript. Breaking news, apparently. Bullshit.
That shows you where it is.
What? So they found a manuscript that mate, I don't know how legitimate this is. Of course, it could have been grave robbers. Anyone could have been in, but like what they're saying is they found the location. Yeah. So whether they're going to go and try and pursue it or not is yet to be seen. But so basically, Bible investigators. Sorry, I'm going a bit Biden on you.
You are.
We're given a boost in a search of the Holy Grail after its location was tracked in a document written about 500 years ago. Well, it was 500 years after the Last Supper.
See.
The Holy Grail is said to be the cup of Jesus Christ, and it was used at the Last Supper that Joseph of Arimathea used to collect the blood of Christ at the crucifixion. That's what they say is what they did with the cup.
Yeah, but when there's an argument of the lock of hair or something
I don't know. Don't know. Just shy of 500 years ago, after the mention of it in the Bible, pilgrims said that they saw the cup and basically documented it, and now they're trying to say that they've found the potential location of the Holy Grail. What do you reckon to that?
I reckon, well, yeah, they need to go and try and find it then.
There's loads of religious artefacts out there that they say that existed, but that no one's ever seen them. Ark of the Covenant, anything Indiana Jones has ever found.
Yeah.
For
true,
one.
but then it depends on the environment that he's been set in. You know what I mean? It's the old thing of when you put things in the attic. You want to keep them and keep them fresh, then you wrap them up, don't you?
You just forget what you've got.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then you're a couple of years down the line, you'll find it and it's like worth fucking double the money.
Fair enough.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, well, if you're lucky. Well, that's what, the antiques, innit? Keep stuff safe. That's why people don't like opening action figures.
Yeah. Save it with a wrapper and like it's worth double the price.
Yeah. So
have
you got any?
What do you reckon then?
No, to be honest, I think they probably good luck to them, but unless they've actually start the archaeological dig, hopefully, but it's a bit of a long shot, isn't it? This is mainly the only lead maybe they've ever had, and they've got quite excited about it.
The thing is, to me, is if it is true, whatever they've been writing about it's got certain power and all this kind of palaver, why would you really want to go out and search it unless you were going to use it to manipulate?
Yeah, right, okay.
You know what I mean? Leave it alone, leave it where it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be in your hands, that's why it's been hidden away.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I think, who knows? What's to say that it should be hidden away? I think back in the day, you might have seen it as well. Again, shouldn't artifacts like that be put in museums for people to enjoy and see? We're living in a new age of we look after historical artifacts. We want people to see them and appreciate the history about them.
A lot of it's been hidden away in the archives.
It's been hidden away.
No,
but that's a case of the fact that I can imagine museums like the Smithsonian and places like that. They have archives, and then depending on what exhibits are, they can't have everything in. It's too much history, to have all under one roof being exhibited. Yeah. So they have to curate it and see what works with other pieces and say, we're going to have an exhibition on this, and these pieces are going to be included. I think it's more.
So we need more museums.
Well, maybe, we need more education, mate. More museums, more art galleries, more opportunity to display this history. And to be honest, I think if we did discover anything as important as the Holy Grail, that'd be included in an exhibition. Definitely, I wouldn't doubt it. That. So have you any news this week?
I have. What I was on about before on the Nostradarmus and the connection into the news was about France's announcement.
Okay, what's France saying?
France is...
because they're kicking off about this images, aren't they, at the minute?
There has been that, but they are now looking at closing the border.
Right, for what reasons? For corona reasons, or...?
For too many people coming into the country.
You mean immigration reasons?
Yeah. There's a lot of issues in France at the moment, especially for the taxpayers, because the Yellow Jackets, they would be out again, but it's against the law,
exactly, isn't it? Yeah, and France has got I think France went down those more strict rules. You've got to literally have documentation to be out on the streets in France now at the moment. And I think they've taken those stricter rules because there was so much civil unrest earlier on.
Yeah.
And
so I think he needs to close the border. He wants to close the borders because there's an election coming up soon. And the other guy who's against him is right-wing-ish, I've heard.
Is that a part? The new part? He's wingish.
Yeah.
He's
So
right
he's trying to
wingish.
take control before whoever else takes control can do something. I don't know, he might have his own plans, but he seems to be... He's arguing with his farmers at the minute. He's arguing with his taxpayers at the minute, but they're being locked away so they can, shut up, we'll deal with you later. Now he wants to shut up the borders. He wants the fisheries. He doesn't care if he crosses into our waters. They're going to take our fish. And it's a case of, we've got boats ready now for that. So come ahead, son. We don't mind sinking a couple of them. So he's got the fisheries to argue with. He's got Europe to argue with. And where's all the money coming from?
Taxpayers, probably, yeah.
Yeah, so he's got issues. And this is just another one that, they're trying to take, like what we did, to try to take control of your country. So you can sort shit out and go out in the world and, help and discover other things. That's
what I think a lot of countries are realising, man. And I think America's just realised that, there's people who don't agree, but I think, that's what that's how they've seen this.
You can't look after yourself, you can't look after anyone else.
I've got this funny coronavirus story. I like a bit of breaking the rules. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have loopholes in the system. Now, these lads have become basically legends because they've been branded legends because this guy, wanted to go out for a few beers with his mates in Belfast. It's locked down over there, so you can't go out for a pint, you can't go out see your mates, can't do anything like that. But this group of lads booked cheap flights so they could meet up and have a drink at the airport.
Oh,
yeah.
Cheeky.
So they got to the belt so they could buy beer for friends and chill out with them.
You got the lucky one who didn't have to pay for the flight. I think
that's how they do it. Yeah. So basically, he's just sat. They've got the pictures of Facebook where they've just got the cheap flight, about £10 a flight.
Oh shit.
Yeah, £9.99 flight. So still part of the night out, innit?
Yeah.
Even tagged the location as Belfast International Airport, claiming it was a company accompanied by two pals.
Oh,
so I like that. I like the idea that people are trying. I didn't
get in trouble for it.
Cheeky bastards, love it. What?
Yeah, and they're going to get fined for it.
Because they're able to. Those airport bars are allowed to. They're allowed to kind of use them if they're flying. If they've got a boarding card, they're legally allowed to be in the terminal. And if the rules about being able to have a drink with your friends is different in an airport, then I know where there's a lot of Friday nights are going to be spent.
In another sort of way, you got to look at the spread. Now you've spread it. If you have got it,
totally.
One of you could have it. Started a spread.
I think honestly, I'm looking at the news and I'm seeing stupidly huge mass gatherings all over the place in my hometown. From my hometown all the way into the States. I'm in the UK. And we're seeing marches and protests and all sorts here. You've got them and celebrations. It's happening all over the world. Things are happening. Shit's happening, right? Yeah. So, it's not like we're all kind of doing the space thing, is it, really?
Yeah, right. I think the third one.
I think there's people definitely trying, but there's a lot of people who ain't doing it. So when you talk about, the spread, I honestly try to take it seriously, but it's hard at the moment because I do try and keep my distance, wear a mask, all the rest of it, right. And I think everyone should because it's a global effort, But there's a lot of people who don't give a shit, right? Yeah. And that's down to them. But please, think of other people is the point, isn't it?
It's not necessarily you, it's the other person.
You might not care, but you do care. There must be somebody you do care about, right? A relative or an auntie or a grandma or whatever, right? Who you love, and they might be more vulnerable than you,
Yeah, well, they will be if you think about it.
And if you don't care, then that's fair enough, but think of them,
They do.
And rant over, I'm not going to go into it too much, right?
Yeah.
But loopholes are funny, is what I'm getting at. Yeah, right. And it's the cheekiness of people and how they get away with these things. And I think it's the triumph of the human spirit, isn't it? You can't get people down. They'll always think of a way around it. Life will find a way.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, it's funny in that case.
Have you got any more news you want to talk about? Talking about, actually, quickly, right? I think I did post this story on Twitter about masks. And it was the Million Mask March in Manchester. And basically, they found themselves perplexed on 5th of November, Bonfire Night, the night that is known and famous for Guy Fawkes trying to blow up the Houses of Parliament. So, on the Million Mask March, when everybody was directed to wear their Guy Fawkes masks, people got a bit confused. I would as well, to be honest. It was like, wait, we're protesting masks? Oh, you want us to wear the masks, but we're protesting masks?
Against masks.
You do realise the fucking idiocy of that, don't you? Right, okay, well, we'll take them, we'll wave them. Is that right? Yeah.
I know, it's
a bit weird, right? So, but I thought that this whole... We don't know where we stand, do we? We don't know where we are.
We really don't.
But
and it's
sticking in Manchester quickly. Did you see what they did around the halls of residence in Manchester University this week?
I've heard.
So, the 5th of November, first day of lockdown in the UK, fences were erected around halls of residence in Manchester University. The Chancellor's since apologised for doing this, said that they didn't mean to cause them any distress, but it did look like they were trying to fence them in. Yeah, and they were trying to argue that they were trying to say... Well, they were trying to say that they were trying to keep undesirables out. Now, obviously, they might be referring to just other people who don't live in the block, right? Because the students, they might have boyfriends, girlfriends who they're trying to get in, sneak in. Well, I don't know, but they basically put these fences up with one little gate, to let them in and out, right? So they probably did have security, But kids of Manchester, students of Manchester University, said, no, we're not having that. And they pulled them all down, ripped all the fences down, and well done. I do applaud you. In fact, I'm going to give you a bit of a well done for that, guys and girls. And you know what? I think it's appalling, to be honest, that they even thought that was a good idea. Never mind. What are you going to do? But, so, go for it, Taylor.
Well, there was a man, Mr. Calvin.
Mr. Calvin. Calvin, is that your name? Because it's written all over your underwear.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Go on.
Right. Volunteer fireman in New Chicago, Indiana.
Stay away from those who carry a fire hose.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
at the minute, there are people getting paychecks, I think, from the government. It's like if you get $75,000 a year, you only get 1,200. If you get 1,500 a year, 150,000 a year, sorry, you get something like 200.
Is this furlough?
Yeah, it's kind of furlough thing, yeah. Now, he opened up his bank account and found, are you waiting?
Go on.
8.2 million.
Yo!
And it was like, he double checked it. He was like, oh my, no, that
I wouldn't be telling anyone. I wouldn't be going to the papers with it. What's he doing?
Yeah. First thing I'm doing is going bank and I'm going to take half of that out.
Whoa, that's a mistake of the maker. What are you going to do there? I mean, it's like, is he fessed up? Has he fessed up? Has he give it back?
He wasn't a clever man.
I mean, I know Boris has been generous with this furlough thing, but he's not that generous.
But he did end up phoning the bank to make sure that he was clear that, is that my money in that bank account? If it is,
and they said no.
Shopping spree.
Did he say yeah?
And they said, sorry, we've got a computer error.
Of course he did.
Bastards.
I bet they did. I'm sure they had a computer error. I mean, at the end of the day, that is the get out, isn't it? It's a computer error. Sorry. Yeah. It's like
that was funny, actually. My brother just had a computer error from bank as well.
Funny that.
I think we're going to find that there's going to be a lot more of that, and then a lot more.
Computer says no. Well, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, morally speaking, he knew it wasn't his money. He's definitely not getting 8 million off the government.
You wake up tomorrow,
what?
And you wake up tomorrow and you find, let's say, 10 million in your bank account. What is the first thing you're going to do?
Transfer it into my other account, my Chinese bank account. Hey, no, I haven't got a Chinese bank account. Put it into my savings and then go, what are you talking about? And say, look in my bank account. There's nothing in it.
There's nothing in there. It must have been a computer on your way.
I just say, nah, it was just a computer. I don't know. What would you do, guys and girls? Tell us. I mean, if you found 8 million in your bank account, would you suss it? Would you basically say, yeah, I'm keeping that? Sorry, it was a computer error. It's your fault.
Hey, they can make more money.
Who knows? Get it on the insurance, innit? Well,
yeah, that's it, man. Covered by government.
I'm trying to find what other great stories I've got without fucking pop-ups.
Well, pop-ups. Well,
did you see this? This was amazing, right? So basically, there was an accident on a train track, right? Sorry, I've got so many pop-ups popping up. It's doing me head in. Computer viruses. I got viruses. So basically, this train was saved by a sculpture. It plunged straight through the side of the track, and basically would have ended up in the water below, basically. Okay. But this artwork of a whale's tail, stopped it. So it basically, the train's going full force. It couldn't stop at the end of the track, and basically it would have gone off the edge, right? Yeah. I don't know if there's people on there. Well, no, there was no one else on the train at the time apart from the driver. The driver was able to escape safely, right?
Oh, so he's let it loose.
Yeah. Basically,
it's a free train.
It's a free train on the road, right?
Free ride.
And it's smashing it down the road, right, down the track. And basically, if this sculpture wasn't there, it would have just fucking gone off the edge. Yeah, it would have been like there's that scene in Clayton Ravine at the end of Back to the Future. Yeah. Train's gone over. Yeah,
man.
And that would have been it, right? But whale's tail. Caught it, mate. It was like superhero shit. Awesome.
Now, was that deliberately put there in case an incident like that?
Maybe. Well, no, because it was just artwork. I mean, maybe there was some sort of thought behind it. I'd like to think.
Yeah, but sometimes you've got to work it into safety, or is this a good position? Because if anything happens, then there's like an extra stop point, or there's I moved this over here because it could do some good instead of like just being in the corner. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, it was made of all sorts what is it? Polyester. It was made out of.
I was going to say polyester.
Yeah. Some sort of fucking material. It wasn't concrete or anything like that, but it must have been that flexible that it caught it. Do you know what I mean? Wicked. Yeah, but they said they're trying to work out how to get the train down at the moment.
Yeah, I bet they are. Fucking
leave it. I think it should be a monument. Yeah. Turn it into a part of the.
Hey, yeah, you could actually
the actual
thinking
structure.
About it.
Yeah, like the train saved by a whale's tail.
Well, it sounds like it had like materials on there instead of just like coaches. If it was coaches, you could do them up there and just leave them there and say this was the accident at that time. Yeah, you bring in a couple of million after a couple of years and get rid of it.
Oh, actually, did you see there was actually protests? Just got not a breaking news, but I got a news story just popped up there about hundreds of people gathering in the centre of Manchester today for protests against the second national coronavirus lockdown again. So protests in Piccadilly Gardens got underway about 1 p.m. in Greater Manchester, and the police have now issued a dispersal order. So social media footage shows a few hundred people in attendance with little social distancing and a few wearing masks. So many of them have been carrying placards, one which read "Fear is the currency of control." So you're getting the base. Well, yeah, true, but
there is truth in that.
I just don't think. I understand people are frustrated. I mean, it's like, mate, I'm same.
Standing Boris's position, you'd be a lot more frustrated.
I mean, at the end of the day, Boris has got his job, but Boris is happy. Boris hasn't got worry about whether he can pay his bills next year. Do you know all the rest of it? Yeah. Trying to find work in climates like this is fucking appalling for people. There's a lot of people who... And this is another piss take as well, because, again, a lot of people have been affected by this in the UK, especially when the lockdown happened and the furlough happened, we were all told it would end in October, right?
Yeah.
But the decision for companies to keep that member of staff on had to be made early that month, So the beginning of October, right, for furlough staff to get that final payment and then be rather brought back to work or made redundant. So there was a lot of people made redundant in October, right? And then what does Boris Johnson do? He extends the furlough scheme till March, which is great for people who haven't already been made redundant. But there's a fucking load of people in the country who have just been made redundant who are now trying to find a job in a lockdown, right?
Yeah.
And the prospect. And I know Boris says it will all be great and we'll all be out by Christmas and by 2nd of December. But, right, this is my prediction. You can take this to the bank. This is my version of events coming up, right? If we're talking predictions and prophecies, let me make one.
Go for it.
2nd of December, we will come out of lockdown. Guarantee that, Boris has said it. We will, because Boris doesn't want to be seen as the Prime Minister who cancelled Christmas.
True.
Right? No, he wants children's books, of Boris, the man who saved Christmas. That's what he wants, right? He wants the to be, I didn't lock you down in Christmas. But as soon as January 1st comes, there'll be another national lockdown, right? Because he's already preempted it. He's furloughed people till March, And we all know that 4 weeks of lockdown is not going to affect us, considering the last time it was 3-4 months and we didn't touch the sides. We brought the R rating down a little bit, but it wasn't to the standards, right? We came out of that too early, right? And now what he thinks we're going to achieve in 4 weeks, who knows?
Because the first one was, I believe, did it go? It went up to, I think, 1.9, something like that. And this one's at the minute on the R rating at 1.2. He doesn't want it to get to 1.3. So if he can catch it a little bit more earlier than he did last time, then he's I suppose he's proposing that he's going to be.
We had a couple of days.
Come out a bit better.
We had a couple of days of quite high rising numbers, 500s a day, right? Projections of 22 NHS hospitals filled. That's probably gone up by now, right? And now they're trying to say that it's stabilising because we had a day where we didn't have as many deaths. Do you know what I mean? And it makes me laugh because it's
working out every 28 days.
I mean, I know the projections. I mean, I know they can go off that worst case scenario thing that they came up with. Do you know, and they could argue that this is the worst case scenario where it could be up to 14,000 people a day and all the rest of it. By the end of November. Well, whatever the numbers are, they're not that high, are they? Because they were trying to say that they were going to be in the thousands, and they've been in the 500 a day, which is still bad. But
it's not as bad as it could be.
It's not as projected as a worst case scenario for this time of year. Now they're trying to say that if you get the flu, you're twice as likely to have complications. So, it's just a winter as well, isn't it? I mean,
if you've had it, you're going to have complications.
I get the flu most years, do you know what I mean? As most people do. So, it's just try and be safe and sensible. And this is what bugs me because, when I see people in these mass gatherings and they're not taking that seriously, or they're gathering to protest about wearing a mask, you know what I mean? I don't understand why wearing a mask is such a big issue. If it's just a preventional thing, right, it shouldn't be a problem, you know what I mean?
I think because people are realising, and don't forget,
it's being painted as a political control symbol of wearing a mask, and why that is, I have no idea, because it is not a political. It's not a political tool. It's not something to be pushed in your face to say you will wear this. You will wear this, and that's what they're asking you. And in some places, yes, they are imposing that indoors, in supermarkets and indoor spaces,
which is fair enough because it's not open air.
Because it's not open air, right? Exactly. No one's saying you have to wear one outside, but keep a bit of distance. It's all common sense stuff, right? And I cannot fathom why some people don't grasp that. Yeah.
People getting lazy on washing their hands as well now.
I know, yeah. I mean, this is the thing, though, because it's been going on for so long now. The urgency's kind of died down at the beginning.
Yeah.
There was this kind of panic and, not understanding it and kind of, there was a fear behind it. And now
they're trying to shock us.
We're living with it a little bit
slightly
now, and it's. I think people are starting to feel like they're invincible, and it won't happen to them. Do you know what I mean? And you might have had it and been asymptomatic.
You probably have had it,
but this is what they're saying, aren't they, now with Liverpool? They're doing a trace thing, and I'm not sure if it's going to work, but the army's been brought in to do a pilot scheme in Liverpool on the corona testing, where anyone can go in for the next, basically be tested every 2 weeks. But, it's a test. So is this something that they're going to try and roll out to, like, are we going to have people knocking at our doors asking us to be tested? Are we going to... I don't know where they...
You don't have the manpower because don't forget...
Well, that's why the army's been brought in.
Go and check them out. And they're having problems now.
Well, the army's been brought in, haven't they? They had 2 days of training and they were there doing tests. At the end of the day, that's one unit of the army.
They're not the ones who are actually going positive, negative, positive,
No, well, they've got a positive 20 minutes now. They've got a test that'll give you that result in 20 minutes.
But there's been an issue with it because it only tells you if you've had it, but you can have it and not have the effects of it saying you're positive until a few days after.
Oh, I know, yeah. Well, these are incubation period.
A misreading if you think about it in that way.
Well, that's why they're saying you can have it every 2 weeks, because like you can go in and get tested, but then go again 2 weeks later and then test again, and then you should be able to see if you've had that and you've had that 7-day incubation period, if you like. Then you're covered, aren't you? Because you've done 14 days of being tested. So
I think they're going off the process as well of what they found out was that your defence will go afterwards. So that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, well, that's been could be an issue in terms of immunity being like, because this is a thing as well, isn't it? I mean, it can mutate, and as well as mutate, it can also...
They just found it mutated
in a mink in Denmark, so they were saying that they've had to... But that's scary as well, because it's like they found a mutation of COVID in mink, right? Which means that they've got to now close all the borders. It's been put on the list of countries we're not allowed to attend unless we're doing a 14-day quarantine. And doing a cull of mink population...
And even worse, it means it gets spread to animals more easier as well now.
Well, now, but this is it. It's like you've got to wonder, like, is it other animals?
Over here.
Yeah, we had a zoo animal, a zoo cat, I think it was.
Zoos have been closed down now as well.
Who knows? A monkey's safe.
I don't think no one's safe. Not even the fucking fish.
So, So anyway, off Corona for a minute.
Yeah. Let's go.
What's this? So basically, this con artist had conjured up a fake genie lamp, and he duped a doctor into buying it for £72,000.
Oh, nice going.
So a man has been arrested after a doctor was basically taken for around 72 grand for an Aladdin's lamp. It was alleged that they'd conjured up a fake genie lamp to trick the victim into handing over the cash. So I don't. Why would you fucking do it?
So he must have checked it before he bought it, but then afterwards he's gone, hey, hold on, where's the fucking print? Where's
what he said to it? It's all superstition shit. It's like that episode of bloody What's It, isn't it? Only Fools and Horses, where they say, it's a family heirloom, it's been in the family for years, but they've stolen it, and they need to get it back. And then they go, oh, right, okay, but they won't give me the statue or the heirloom until you give us the money. And then they dupe them for the money, because they put it up front, thinking, well, he's going to give me the money back when I give him the heirloom. But whatever the situation is, he's told Mr. Khan that it was going to bring him wealth, health, and good fortune, right? And it was a legit fucking good lucky omen, right? He was basically going to pay $93,000 for it, or rupees, 7 million rupees, which worked out at $93,000 or £72,000. Then they said the men were arrested on Thursday night and remanded into custody and being charged for fraud. So he's obviously give it a rub. And he was like, wait a minute, there's no genie.
Where's my carpet, magic carpet?
Well, we actually freed the genie before, I used my last wish to free the genie, so it's just the lamp.
And the genie wished them two were in prison because they were a bunch of assholes.
There was a genie in there. So, yeah.
He'd been dealing with him for fucking years.
Fucking hell, yeah. We knew he was a dodgy bastard. We met him down the pub. He was like, hey, mate, I've got a genie's lamp here. It's legit. And it's like, all right, of course. I'll have two.
Yeah, of course. As he brings it out of their swag bag.
Well...
Oh yeah, but he must have told him it was a certain antique that was.
Well, he's told him it was. Well, yeah, he's probably said it was Aladdin's lamp.
Yeah, it's a copy of another one. It must be, because otherwise, hold on, the contract says it. I give you this, and you give me that. Right, we've done that. Well, where's the contract broken?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It must be a piece of something else.
I've got this story. Yeah. Have you got much news to talk about? Have you got anything you want to talk about?
The election, and I've got.
Well, we're holding. We'll do India. We'll do the election in a minute. So, what's happening in India?
Well, in northern India, the state of Punjab, the Himalayas, for the first time in 30 years, can be seen.
No way. Why? Because pollution and stuff.
Yeah, because everyone's been told, right, get the fuck in. And now all the pollution's gone down. They've like, what the fuck? What? We didn't know there was a mountain down the road. What the fuck's this?
It was like, fucking hell, tourism industry's going to go up through the roof. People are going to come and want to see it. Do you know what I mean?
People are so happy over there at the minute, being able to see it.
We said this ages ago, about the cleaner air and everything, like lesser planes in the sky and less trucks and cars on the road. It was great.
You can see it from like 200 kilometres away.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, this is the thing. I do think it's kind of doing a bit of help.
It's doing it.
We've pretty much give Earth a year off, haven't we, this year?
You know what? I didn't actually write the story down, but I did see a story that nature is wildly coming back. There are actually animals that have been, and insects and that have been, we thought had been killed off, that are actually pluming like hell.
Right.
And it's like, it just shows how much damage we actually do to the air and to the nature around us, realistically. Right. We've given it a little breathing room, but we're coming back.
It needs more, though, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, it could be the fucking... the problem is, as well, it's like, well, what happens when it brings something back that kills us? Do you know what I mean?
That's nature, man.
That's nature. Like T-Rexes roaming about.
Yeah.
Whoa.
If we didn't fuck with nature, we wouldn't be in like half of the situations that we'd be in now. Probably be worse, actually, nature. Thinking about it.
Well, I got this story. Thought this was pretty funny, right? Well, funny and a bit kind of sad at the same time, really. Do you know Toy Story, the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Well, in Toy Story 4, there's kind of like an Evel Knievel type character, where it's basically... Remember having one of those sort of toys where it was like a motorcycle with a guy... Like an Evel Knievel, and you rev it up and you let it go, and he does a jump or whatever, right?
Yeah, man.
So, being Toy Story, they've represented that toy in the movie, right? Well, Evel Knievel's son is suing Disney over it.
What?
So he did not, basically he did loads of, stunts, Evel Knievel, broke all of his bones, his spine, all the rest of it. But Disney, are Disney cashing in on his likeness? That's the question, isn't it? His son Kelly says, it's his brand, isn't it?
Well, but his brand was thrown out there.
Well, do you think it's
his brand? His toy was thrown out there. So actually, if you think about it, I've seen that. I've observed that. I've just drawn it.
What? I would say that would be an honour for me. Yeah, if my dad's, mean, and they're not saying it is Evel Knievel, but I mean, it's representative.
But what he's saying is they're making profit off it.
But I mean, it's not. It's like, what about like all the rest of the toys that are represented that are franchise toys, that are proper toys, like Mr. Potato Head and fucking Speak and Spell and all these other things. I mean,
50k a year from it.
Maybe they are. Maybe they've been left out, and maybe that's the point. But the fact is, I mean, if my father was that kind of famous that he was incorporated into this sort of, it's a celebration of toys from our childhoods, isn't it? At the end of the day, and like I say, I had one of those revy kind of men on a motorcycle. And it reminisces that to me, and it's like, is it? I think that's quite a privilege. It's a privilege that I don't understand. I mean, yeah, fair enough, man. It's Disney, but
I do agree with you. Like, you should leave it alone. Like, look,
be like it's Toy Story, man. Yeah. Get over it. Yeah. Be nice to be included. I think the fact that you can go, well, look, man, my dad's in Toy Story.
You ain't got no more, have you?
Yeah, my dad's in Toy Story. That Disney felt that your father. Was so important in the history of things, and to be included in something as good as Toy Story. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Classic, a big film.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean?
The amount of people who are going to see it and go, oh, I want one of them toys. Right, well, maybe, now you can start production.
Maybe if they were... Well, this is the thing, though, because Disney, would they start claiming the copyright of that character for their toy line?
They could.
Do they make it? I don't even know if they make a toy of it. I mean, if they made a toy of it now and they were making money in that respect, then I think the guy's got every right to pursue it, especially if he does believe it's a likeness of his dad. Again, I think for certain respects, I think if it's just like he's been cameoed or included in the film, then he should just be kind of not grateful, but be pleased that his dad was that thought of, that he was included. If they're making money off his likeness and making that toy and selling thousands and millions of toys, then get your cut at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? But who knows? Got this one last story before we move into the fucking what's been going on in the election this week. Mystery werewolf. Basically, this
last week, mate.
It's a werewolf with a German Shepherd's head spotted in a cemetery. It's been spotted there years apart. Basically, it's a British cryptid researcher Andy McGrath admits the witness account sounds like something pretty fantastic and something out of a horror film. But he says that the half dog, half man creature could be real. Now, we have seen people with genetic hairy face, hair,
bearded lady.
The beast is described as half man, half dog, and has been reported in the same London graveyard 8 years apart.
Still, it's the face thing for me. It's the kind of structure of the face coming out to look like a hound, and then that structure getting put back within 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, well, the werewolf,
an hour or so, whatever. That's the thing that I puts me off. That that would be a genetic dream for some geneticists.
Well,
to get something like that.
Well, the werewolf of Camberwell. Have you heard Camberwell? They make a joint about Camberwell. It's called a Camberwell carrot.
Ooh,
they call it that because it looks like a carrot, and it was invented in Camberwell. If you've ever seen Withnail and I, there's a quote in that. Well, basically, the werewolf of Camberwell was basically seen by a 44-year-old Londoner who was digging, and he basically said that he had an encounter with a creature from, and he said they'd seen it in 1996 and then again in 2004. He said on October. Go on.
So this guy's seen it twice?
Yeah. Oh, he's been spotted there twice in that.
No one else?
I'm not sure if it's basically the same guy, but it's basically saying that this...
been spotted there twice.
Yeah. So basically... So the guy who's investigating it, he's been fascinated for 44 since he's 44, and he's a Londoner who's been fascinated with it. But he said he's had two encounters. One in October 9th, 1996, a man en route to see his friend, decided to take a shortcut through the cemetery to save time, and basically he felt something strong grab him by the arm, and then he smashed him to the ground. He saw a large creature with dark fur and a head like a German shepherd, and basically he was slobbering and growling and sniffing around his body. Basically he got away. But then again in 2006, there was another incident where somebody's seen it. But basically there's a lot to it. I think we should go into this a bit more and do a bit more research and see if we can find a bit more out about it, because I do love me cryptids, and this one's a new one on me. The German shepherd-headed whaleman of Camberwell. I like it. So don't be surprised if we do a bit of a deep dive into this and try and find out a bit more information.
I'd like to see some. I'd like to hear some more witnesses. I don't believe it if it's just, a couple of drunk men here and there. You know what I mean? They just come out of the local pub for the wife's been.
He was attacked by it. What do you want? He was dragged around by it, man. And now they're trying to say it could be real. So let's have a look into it.
It was a German Shepherd, 2 in different occasions.
One was called Jim and had a driving license.
Barry. Right. Jim and Barry's travelling around.
Chuckle Brothers.
Yeah.
There's Paul and Barry.
Yeah, well, you're right there. Yeah.
Well, anyway, so moving on. All I can say is this election has been pretty kind of specialist, hasn't it?
Special? Fuck me.
I mean, we've been following it all week, and I mean, you're a heavy Trump supporter. I'm not a massive Biden fan, but obviously he warmed up to the guy.
Well, you don't like Trump.
Well, I don't like Trump, yeah. So it was more to do for me. Anyone would have done. I think Jimmy Kimmel put it really well. He said, if he, even if Biden came over to his house and keyed his car and pissed in his pool, he'd still vote for Biden. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, what? That's just terrible.
It's the case
that just shows it did look like it voted for him.
It looked like it was a referendum on Trump. They wanted him out. I mean, and the
fact
that
him out since he's ever been
there, the record numbers of Americans who turned out to vote just proved that. And I mean, and this is the thing, because Trump cannot still believe that he's lost. And I mean, it was close for a while, but it's got to the point now where Biden's millions of votes ahead, but Trump still is even up until an hour ago, before we recorded, I checked his Twitter, and he was still putting out tweets about how it was a stolen election, he's still the president, this, that, and the other. I mean, do you not think it's just embarrassing for the guy now? Surely he should just be like, right, give up graciously and just go and play golf.
What was happening at the beginning of October?
I don't know. What was happening at the beginning of October?
In the beginning of
Cryptic
October, Taylor. People were being taken down left, right and centre all across the net. Even beforehand had been taken down, but these were being taken down for no reason. No particular reason. And don't...
So what? Wait a minute.
Wait
a minute, right. You need to come up. You can't just start saying
because
that is but that's not a fact, right? That is not a fact to me.
Actually,
well, no, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, so what? Things were taken down for what reason?
A lot of just before the election, a lot of sites who was on Trump's side, who was stating certain things.
Yeah, but that's the problem because but they might have been because they were inciting hate and inciting trouble and saying that they're going to go and do things when if it doesn't go their way. And
not everyone.
No, maybe they wasn't. But at the end of the day, it's like how do you know that they wasn't?
Well, they didn't break any of the rules. They even said they did not break any of the rules.
Okay,
but they are taking them down.
Yeah, but this is all speculation, isn't it? I mean, it's like, at the end of the day, right, we're going off ballots cast, right?
Yeah.
So there was ballots cast in an election, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, regardless of the race or the campaign or the debates or anything like that, right? We're talking about election night and the subsequent days afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Forget any of the rhetoric that you've heard, right? Now, Trump was leading in certain states. He's won a lot of states, right?
Yeah.
But it seemed that a lot of the main areas where there's a high, population, the big cities were primarily blue, right? So on the map, you could argue, it looks red, yeah, but it's all farmland, yeah, right? Or it's like in Nevada, yeah, where you've got Las Vegas and a couple of other cities, which were all blue. Yeah, they were all blue, the cities, and then there's like 4 or 5 guys who live up in the other bit who all voted for Trump. So, yeah, that big bit of the map is red because there's less people who live in that bigger area of the country. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then Trump pooed all the postal ballots, right? He said, don't postal ballot, go to the polls, yeah, right? Because he basically told all of his followers not to bother with postal ballots.
Yeah, which you got right on this
right?
one.
And so when Trump was ahead in the polls, he wasn't considering that, like, well, they still got
those who are just
all these ballots to count, and they're pretty much all in favour of Democrat, yeah? So, I kind of saw that going in Biden's favour. I wasn't sure about how much in terms of, like say, Pennsylvania and Georgia, but really interesting stuff. I thought it was kind of like the election night itself was great, and then obviously it slowed down a lot while they were counting. But then there was this big explosion of lawsuit allegations of voter fraud. Trump basically saying he wouldn't concede, just wouldn't kind of accept the fact that Biden was edging closer and could, or if not win the White House, which obviously he did. Yeah. I mean,
well, those don't know, obviously.
Well, I just right. I mean, like I say, unless Trump comes back with, like, I'm talking substantial evidence.
Yeah,
right?
I totally agree.
And I'm talking substantial evidence, right? I don't think he's going to get anywhere. I think, like, even if they recounted those ballots themselves, right, the result would not change, right? Yeah. And if there'd be a few out, maybe, because nothing's perfect. But to the level that he's suggesting, it's unreal. And I mean, like I say, Trump, he's always struck me as one of those type of guys that, it's like, it's rigged if it's not going in his favour, So, I mean, do you not think, as a Trump supporter, I mean, you can turn around now and tell me that, like, you believe him, and you believe the allegations he's putting forward, and only time will tell. And then it will, and time will tell, and they can, like I say, they'll recount them. If they do want to do whatever Trump suggests, to kind of try and shed some light on this. Well, what do you suggest? Well, what would have happened? Because
ballots there's always been an issue with ballots. Even over here, we've had issues with ballots. There's always been an issue with that, but we've still kept that issue there, but we haven't dealt with it.
How do you mean?
When the issue could be dealt with. Listen,
they went to postal ballots. I mean, which is something that isn't new. They've always had a level of postal ballots, right? Yeah, even in the States. But postal ballots were for people who couldn't get out the house, so they probably only sent out a few thousand, right? Yeah. And to people who still wanted to vote, but they couldn't get down to the polling office, right? Where in a normal election year, everybody could get to the polling office.
We've got busy.
They put out these postal ballots as a solution for trying to avoid, social situations where everyone's close together. They wanted to maintain social distancing, so they put out postal ballots. But Trump, who doesn't believe in Corona, so why the fuck are we doing it this way? Why is everybody going for postal ballots, right? Yeah, and that's why he pooed it. Yeah, he said, no, don't do it that way, because why are we doing it that way, right? When it was put in as a measure to keep people stay at home, rather than go down to the polling stations. But they did both, right?
People went down to the polling stations. Now, bear in mind, and the kids
these witnesses they've got, right? There was one old lady, right? Now, I'm not being funny to the old lady, right? Because, I mean, old ladies generally forget things quite a lot, right? I'm not being funny, but she could have genuinely, right, sent in a thing and then got to polling day and Dot's knocked on and said, "Are you coming down the polling?" And she's gone, "Oh, yeah, come on then, Dot." And she's gone down there and they've gone, "No, sorry, you've already voted." And she's gone, "Have I? Oh, have I? I can't remember. Did I post it?" And you know what I mean? And that's, you know, these things can happen, right? Yeah. Same way fucking Rudy Giuliani booked the 4 seasons and didn't quite book the 4 seasons. Human error happens, right? Yeah, the shit happens, right? But to the levels that Donald Trump is claiming, and I'm sure if it was the reverse, now he wouldn't be complaining. Those ballots would have been bang on. The people spoke for him, and he's the winner, right? But because he's not in that front place, it's fixed. Yeah, it's all against him. Yeah, everyone's out to get him. Yeah, and it's all a big swiddle. Now, can I just put one more thing out there, and then I'm going to let you have your say, right? Now, the only reason that I would think, like, if I'm going to put myself into that mindset, right, of a cheater, right? Cheating, cheating Monopoly, cheating at games, cheating at sports, right? Or cheating at elections. So...
Is that proven?
So,
well, that could be like
I'm Trump, you know? Right? I'm Trump, and I'm thinking, right, I'm going to beat this guy, right? He was really blasé about the whole thing. I'm going to beat the worst candidate in election history and all the rest of it, and how bad am I going to look if I lose against him? Yeah, he said all that, right? I couldn't even be asked coming down to all these states and fucking really blasé, right? And he's then lost, right? And he's lost to this guy. He's really feeling like, hurting at the moment, but he needs to just get over it. I mean, fucking hell, you made me lose my trail of thought with all this because there's so much going on. Where were we going with this?
You were trying to convince me that he's an asshole.
I'm not trying to convince you he's an asshole, right? Yeah, you can have your opinions or whatever, right? What I was trying to get at is he's basically come out and said that he's the winner, right? I just don't get it. I just don't see how he can still think that. I think the only reason why he can think that he's the winner is if he cheated himself, right, and was so convinced that he was going to win that when he didn't, he was like, what the fuck? I've totally won this, and I was cheating. So if I was cheating and I didn't win, they must have been really cheating, right? Then go on an inquiry, right? Now, it seems that, and this, like I say, it has been a fucking really quite a big election where there's been a mass amount of people voting. Strange amounts of people voting for both sides. Record breaking on both sides.
Since 1900.
Yeah. How do we know they both weren't cheating and Biden just got a lot more?
Well, this is where I was going to go with it. Like, look, if you're going to cheat, you're going to cheat and get a larger
landslide,
margin.
Aren't you? Yeah, exactly.
If you're both cheating, you're going to get a smaller margin.
Yeah. It's rather they were both right. That's it. They were rather both cheating or they were both playing fair. Yeah. Right?
Either way,
they both ran a dodgy campaign and he's won, or they both run an honest campaign and he's won. So there you go. End of. I think no matter how you look at it,
they should be checked.
Well, fair enough. Only time will tell on this, and I think we'll find out over the next couple of days. And like I say, he's still tweeting stuff. I think it's amazing, to be honest, like that he's still kind of going for it, and. Donald Trump Jr. is as bad, to be honest. He's putting out stuff like, we're 7.5 million pissed off Republicans and not one city's burning. And it's like, well, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that you want that? Because it sounds like you want that. You know what I mean? But I think there was a tweet that summed it up beautifully for me. Yeah. And it was a tweet by a woman on Twitter saying, what? So you've got corona, you've been evicted, and you've lost your job. Welcome to 2020, bitch. So I thought that was pretty appropriate. So, I mean, go on. So, I mean, what you just think that it's a matter of him proving it to
Look, like what I was saying before, beforehand, in October, they started, even before that, they started closing down sites that were pro-Trump, majority of them. And ever since he's got into the office,
but even Fox News have turned against him to an extent. It's
been a massive target.
Yeah, well, right. Fox News, who was supposed to be his media station, right, basically called Arizona before anyone, right? And and that put Joe Biden well in the lead. Apparently, fucking Trump kicked off about it, but you know,
that's an issue between them two, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing, though. It's like it's not all about the media picking on him, and it's like, but this is it. You can't silence one area of their media just because you don't like their opinion. At the end of the day,
watch the media. The media is always dumping on Trump.
That's from both sides, and that's from both sides. And if that's what you're saying, you're saying that Trump, well, think about it this way, right? Trump's been silencing loads of media himself recently by branding and fake news, not letting him into press conferences, just basically doesn't even talk to some reporters, right? Sure. So why is that any different when media outlets decide that they don't want to talk Trump and take him down? Because
as a media, you're supposed to be working for us, and you're supposed to be getting and being correct on both sides, and they're not. You're actually dumping shit on Trump. I haven't heard anything bad.
It's funny though, isn't it? I mean, listen, it's Biden. Funny how it's funny how the world, because there's nothing that. Well, Jeremy, I actually have heard bad things about him. Yeah, I actually have heard bad things about Biden on the national media, on the normal media. I have heard things about Biden, right? But still, right? He's a seasoned politician who's got empathy, right? He's actually quite a caring person because he's had tragedy in his life, right? He's lost his fucking wife and his son and his daughter, right, to different reasons. And I think that's the type of person America wants. Somebody who thinks about those types of things and thinks about the families and thinks about what that means to have family. Do you know what I mean? Trump's not out for anyone but himself, mate. And that's the facts. Yeah, but that's it. I mean, the fact is, I've never seen any scenes like I've seen this week, yeah? The type of scenes that you see when dictators are overthrown, the sort of parties in the streets. They rang the fucking bells in France when, you know what I mean?
They're not showing the other side, though, either.
What, the fact that people are, like, sad and crying in the cornflakes?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, but no one... we do want to see that because they're not showing that, and we do want to see that. We want to see Trump supporters crying in the cornflakes. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not, it just shows on that thing alone, it shows that they're concentrating on one side and not both sides. Even though they were the winners.
No. At the end of the day, Trump's not exactly made himself available for anything. He's been playing golf, and in the last 2 days, they've had record spikes in coronavirus cases. Yeah, and other problems and other things that need sorting out as a president. Yeah. Yeah. And let's not forget, he's still got responsibilities up until January. Yeah. But which he's not taking seriously. He's been playing golf for 2 days while people are in hospital and dying. Yeah. Now, we all looked at George W. Bush when he sat there and read a little children's book and didn't sort a problem. But that was about 10 minutes. Yeah. This is 2 days, full 48 hours, where he's been sat moping and not taking action on important issues as a president.
If he always at work.
He's not done.
It's a position where you'll never be off work.
He ended coronavirus. He ended it. He said it doesn't exist anymore just before the election. Yeah, that Trump said that. So, you know, I mean, Trump's one of them guys at the end of the day.
He's in a position where he can say that.
Well, he won't be for much longer. But and that's the problem, yeah. And that's the point even because, again, we won't care what he's got to say in a year's time. Nobody will.
He'll have more freedom to say whatever he fucking wants.
Yeah, I know, but nobody's going to be checking his tweets and looking
because
what he's got to say about anything.
Now we're talking about the election, and we'll be talking about this election for generations to come. He's just put an indicator on every single person and gone, bang, now you know who I am. Now you know who I am.
What he's done is accused people, right? At the end of the day, sort of most of the people who were doing the counting were like on both sides. So basically, he's accusing his own people and own voters, people who probably voted for him, as being frauds and cheats. Yeah. At the end of the day, what? Look, yeah, that's the thing.
And say, right,
again, like you say, we go round and round on this forever because you love Trump so much that, like a Trump supporter, you will not listen to any other person other than Trump.
I'm listening to what you're saying.
No, you're not. You're listening, but you the way you see it is that you're not listening. You're listening to me, yeah, but you're listening and then just going, yeah, but. You'll see because Trump's right. That's the attitude, but that's the attitude that comes across. It comes across as that, like, yeah, I'll hear what you've got to say, but I know you're wrong, and you'll see what happens in a week. Yeah, but what happens in a couple of weeks when it still comes up as the result's the result? Yeah, what do you when do you accept? When do you accept that the result is the result and that your man lost?
When every ballot is counted.
But, right, okay, then, but the projections already say that he's already won, yeah? And Trump's calling to stop counts, yeah? He's calling to stop counts in counties in states where he's down, yeah? And keep counting in states where he's up. That's, to me, is a man who's trying to swing the election his way. Not the other way around. Do you know what I mean?
He's trying to make sure the election is done.
Well, we're totally polarised on this one, like most households in America, to be honest, because there's a lot of couples and families who did vote 50-50, and that's the life, isn't it? And I mean, you could argue about it, or you could just be happy together and live. And basically, and at the end of the day,
throw politics out the window for a night.
Throw politics out the window constantly, mate, because at the end of the day,
pain in the ass.
You're all people. You're all supposed to be fucking friends and community and family. And what's that rule of thirds, isn't it? Or the 7 degrees of separation, if you like. Yeah, if you know about the 7 degrees of separation, it suggests that every 7 people, there'll be somebody who connects back to you. Yeah, and Facebook's a good example of that. Do you know when Facebook started up, there'd be that sort of friends in common. And that's a good example of it because they say for every 7 people there'll be somebody who you didn't know is connected to you by another person. So strangers are just friends you've not met yet, man. Even, and I still can't get my words out tonight.
You can't.
But I've got a positive message, so it's all good.
Yeah.
There you go. So there you go. There's your news for tonight. We got a bit of NASA news. Fucking hell, it's been a long show. Black Knight satellite.
Yes.
Obviously, we're going to have some opinions on that Trump hovering. I mean, this is the beauty of us, you see, because we've got both sides covered. I mean, I might have been a bit there tonight, but, at the end of the day.
There you go. You're right for your opinion.
I just don't like the guy. But, I think he's a bit.
I know you don't.
No, because I used to though. Do you remember when I used to say, do you know what? Right, give the guy a chance, right? But most Americans, they gave the guy a chance, and the idiotic shit he come out with on a weekly basis, like on a daily basis, just makes me laugh. I do actually like his tweets because it's entertainment. Do you know what I mean? But that's. It's world leaders, mate. You can't have a world leader who's that much of an embarrassment. People are ashamed to fly the American flag because of that guy, yeah? And I'm not talking about you're shaking your head going, no, they're not. And it's like, well, 50-odd% of them are. Do you know what I mean? Like,
what, burning the flag?
What? No, flying their flag. Being
flag.
Proud to be an American because their representative is a fucking moron. Do you know what I mean? It's like people are tweeting saying, welcome back, America. Yeah. Because I mean, there's not been a laughing stock of a president since fucking Bush. Yeah. And he was a fucking handful. Do you know what I mean? But never mind. Hey, Black Knight satellite was spotted over the Philippines.
Oh, sweet.
100% alien proof. What? Yeah, so Black Knight satellite.
Because it goes to Jupiter, doesn't it? It flies to Jupiter and comes back.
On an orbit. 13,000 years old it is. The Black Knight satellite is name given to the basically an object captured by camera and NASA astronauts during the 1998 space shuttle mission. Conspiracy theorists claim that the satellite is an extraterrestrial origin and possibly up to 13,000 years old. It's been orbiting Earth around on a polar orbit. So it does come around every now and again, and apparently it's been spotted hovering over the Philippines. A video from a resident of Santa Rosa in the Philippines, province of Laguna, shows what appears to be a black object floating through the skies. Prominent alien enthusiast Scott C. Waring, it's always Scott, has unearthed basically a YouTube video that posted on a blog citing of it. So check that out. They're claiming it's the Black Knight satellite. In other NASA news, SpaceX crew launching again. There was a load error apparently on the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket.
Had a couple errors lately.
We've had a few bits and pieces, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
The NASA Viper mission will break new ground for rovers in very special ways. It's going to have a bit of a drone on it, apparently. So they're going to be able to fly around a bit. And it's going to have a few other fucking nifty little bits of tech on it that the older ones didn't have. So, and this is the thing, isn't it? Sending probes, trying to ascertain what's there. But they reckon they found water areas, and this is where they're going to land the new rover. They're going to land it on Mars.
On Mars.
So they reckon that there was flowing water on Mars, right? At some point, and they've found an area of Mars where you can see that the water's cut into the stone. Do you know, like where there was flowing water at some point where a riverbed used to be? So
somewhere near there must be.
Well, they found basically it's like a caldera, so they're going to land the rover on that and hopefully be able to get some really good soil samples and stuff. They've just not worked out how they're going to get everything back just yet. So
they're also working on moving robots as well.
Well, the problem is as well, right? Because obviously these stages are really important because at the moment what they need to do is they need to get samples from Mars which are basically uncontaminated, right? Talking about contaminations and stuff. Now, so the first time anybody steps foot on Mars, we've contaminated it. So definitely. These soil samples and rock samples that they're getting now are so important because they're able to keep those isolated and their true impressions of the life on Mars. Because obviously it's like if we touch down there, we get off there, we start walking around, we can bring stuff up there that might inadvertently spark some sort of life, some germ or whatever. We find it and then go, we found life on Mars. No, we brought it up there with us. But
we did make a mistake in the first landing and coming back. We did make a mistake where there was actual parts where it would have been contaminated and it would have been into the air of the atmosphere of Earth. And then he got a bit more stricter on it and tried sorting it out.
So there's been lots of things going on at the moment. But the Hubble telescope has took a stunning portrait of Saturn, showing a solar eclipse on the ring giant, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Also, Alex Trebek is helping NASA recruit astronauts. So if you wanted to get onto the NASA website, you can go and get a job at NASA. And plus, found this quite interesting. We were talking about Venus, and obviously Russia have
claimed
Venus, haven't they? So I was having a look around to see if I could find any footage of any rovers or anything like that, because I thought, I don't think I've ever seen any. And I found this, which I thought was quite interesting. And this is what Venus sounds like. So, hang on. They'll be sponsoring no gift gaff. Sorry, won't be a minute.
Oh, it's coming. It's good. It's
so
good,
this is what Venus sounds like. And this was taken from the what was it called?
I can't remember. The Russian satellite.
Yeah. So basically, it was the Russian. Hang on. I'll tell you what it's called now. So that's the drilling operation off the rover. Which is sounds really thingy, but let's skip a bit ahead so you can kind of hear a bit of the atmosphere. So that's like the weather. Yeah, so there was Zephyr, which was sent up there, but then this one was another one called Venturus, I think. Ventura. And that's like the atmosphere. That was the Ventura 14 landing. That you could
is that it landing?
Yeah. And that's the camera lens cap removal.
See.
And then it'll start its drilling operation again. But that's real audio, yeah, from the
It's good of them put on the net, man.
Yeah, from actual. Oh, do apologise. From another planet.
Yeah.
So, when have you ever heard another planet on a podcast before? There you go. Well, you might have. Who knows? But I thought that was quite interesting. But there's been a lot more going on, and we'll keep you informed into any coming NASA news. Have I got anything more? I think. That's it. Yeah, I think that's it for me for NASA news. Let's see what we've got left in the show. So, we do actually have a featured podcast this week.
We do.
Yeah, so it's the lads at Spy Hards. It's a podcast that does a weekly about films, decoding classic spy cinema, hosted by Special Agents Scott and Cam. Treat yourself to this ace movie talk, and here's the promo.
I'm Agent Scott.
And I'm Cam, the provocateur.
And we are the Spy Hards podcast. Together we go deep undercover into the world of spy movies to decode the best and worst of spy cinema. Will the film make the knock list? Well, Cam, what is the knock list?
The knock list is the need to see official classics of the Spy Hards podcast. We are curating the ultimate list of spy films, and so we're going to bounce all over the place from James Bond to Jason Bourne to who knows what, and determine whether they belong in the pantheon of all-time great spy films.
That's right. So join us every Tuesday on all your favorite podcast apps. Just search Spy Hards, that's SPYHARDS. But until then, listeners, good luck among the shadows.
Yeah, man, what did you think of that? Yeah, I'll check them out. I love movie podcasts anyway, so go and check out Agent Scott and Cam for Spy Hards podcast.
Yeah.
If you like spy movies like James Bond classics. I think they do other stuff like Men in Black and all that type of stuff as well. So, team-ups, cop team-ups and stuff. Yeah, all that type of stuff. Anything spy thriller, these are your men. Check them out. So we've got some Patreon shout-outs. If you like what we do and you want to help us out, keep the lights on, especially in these trying times. We understand it's difficult, but we're feeling that as much as the next man. You can get over to Patreon at patreon.com/neverstraightanswer, and we've got some Patreon shout-outs. So big thanks to Big J.
Yes, Jay.
Shout out to Dunk Dunk.
Good.
And a big shout out to Swoosh.
Yes, swooshy whoosh, yeah.
And if you want to join our swooshy swoosh time, Patreon. Fucking hell, I forgot what I was going to say. If you want to, if you want to join our club, the Patreon club, where you get some pretty cool stuff, you can. The more you join, like the more you put in, you get pretty cool perks, t-shirts and mugs and stuff like that. We've got some honourable mentions as well for shout outs. So we want to give a big shout out to Harriet Christabel Crafts. Sorry.
Yes, Harriet.
And you can find her on Facebook. Big shout out to Gareth, who's been hitting Manchester recently in his truck.
Yeah, man.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Always seeing about.
On a long road lately.
Big shout out to Big Popper, Mr. Crabtree.
Yes, Mr. Crabtree. Yes.
And the Duke of Marmalade, Mr. Brian.
Yes, Brian. Yes, man.
Shout out to Shankproof on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Jimmy Evans. Thanks for your always support. Always tweets us out daily. Thanks for that. Man. Really do appreciate it. Bud. Shout out to Shawnee and Chris and Agent Coulson.
Yes, Coulson.
Hey, big shout out to Wayne. I believe you're a big listener at the moment. Thanks for your support. Shout out to Louise Hammond. A big shout out to Chantel. And Mikey. Shout out to Mikey and Mikey's Collectibles. Been playing a bit of Xbox with him. He was playing what's it the other day, Red Dead Redemption, and he left me to get tied up by a noob. He left me. I did shoot someone in the head, and then they tied me up and dragged me from a horse for a while. I did instigate it. No, I instigated it with somebody else, and then these two other people joined in, and the person who was shot gave up and walked away. Whereas the other two,
you and Mikey go after this guy.
Then Mikey disappeared,
and then he legged it, and then you.
Anyway, that we could go. I couldn't get away from him. Anyway, big shout out to Liz Reader. Thanks for support, and check out Liz's podcast, the Tales from the Haunted Farm. Really recommend that. Big shout out to Big Jake, Big Red Jake, and big shout out to Oggy. Shout out to anybody who listens, and especially anyone who's listened to the very end. We really fucking do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you've got any listener questions or anything you want to talk about, you can get in touch with us at neverastraightanswer@gmail.com or neverstraightanswer@gmail.com. You can also hit us up on Twitter at @NASA_never and hit us over at Instagram and check out some of our images we throw up there and clues to upcoming episodes at Never Straight Answer. We're available on all podcast platforms, but you can find us on our website at neverastraightanswer.co.uk. Okay. Go over there. If you don't, well, we won't be best impressed. What am I going to say? So go over to the website. There's loads of downloadable content. You can download episodes, watch videos, buy merch, especially buy the merch. Buy the merch. Don't forget to buy the merch. Get the merch. Get a cup. Get a mug. Get a baseball cap. It's Christmas coming up.
Yeah.
Get your loved one. And if you don't buy them a mug, then just tell them to listen. That's all we like. Get a like and a subscribe. And that's it for the show. We'll be back next week for episode 108.
Yes.
108 episodes. We're getting there, aren't we? We're only 92 away. And we'll make it. Don't you worry. So we'll be back next week for another fucking mega episode. We'll try and keep the politics out of it next week. But we'll see you then. I've been Gaz.
I've been Taylor.
And we'll see you next time. Peace.
Ow. Oh, we'll get Jaffa Boy, I think.
I was going to say Jaffa Cake.
A Jaffa Cake?
Yeah, it reminds me of that Trumpy fella, though. Like that.